Okay. So let's pull back some windows and get the game going for this evening.
All right.
All
What
right.
are we discussing?
Who knows? Probably something dumb.
Probably.
So I do remember saying to you guys, would you like to finish this conversation? Because you're probably going to forget next time we play. No, we're done. We're ready to log off. So now you remember the conversation, of course. So
Of course. Yep. Okay. No, we're not going to kill everybody in this town.
Yes, I'd agree. Thank you,
Okay.
Tolga.
Thank you.
Very good. Well, that wraps up that conversation, I think. On to the next one. Oh! Yes, you've come back!
Kyla!
Yes, just in this time, I just realized you guys have no idea what you're talking about. We need to find Sir Thomas Angrave, and talk to him specifically.
Who
This
is...
like a bad
who's
improv
that?
troupe.
I know.
And
What?
no.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. Anyways. So sad.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Kyla?
Long story short, there's a man in the tower there who believes we should not be here, much like the rest of the town, but this one seems a bit more honest, and, well, frankly, I believe him, and when I walked around the edge there, I happened to hear, I just remembered I'm still a little drunk, some sounds about, this place is surrounded. There's all kinds of nasty. I don't want to be entangled in it, and it sounds like when you seek shelter, they might assume you're in your right place, and they don't clean you up. I think
Surrounded by what?
front, whatever we killed, except bigger and more gnarly, according to what the man at the watchtower there was saying. Apparently it was his job to warn us not to come in here, and he missed us because he was cooking fish.
Of course.
Yes, all of our problems come down.
So,
But anyways, he pointed us in the direction of a Sir Thomas Angrave? Angrave.
who is that?
One of the gentry pants assholes here that I want to kill. But maybe we should wait until we hear what he has to say, and then maybe kill him for sport. I don't know.
Is he somewhere in town, or is he somewhere else?
Probably in the nicest building, I would assume. Probably over there where it looks kind of nice. Pointing again to
where the horses are that Emlyn was going to kill.
I still need to, by the way.
Okay,
Fine.
maybe wait until after we take shelter, and then the next day you can go out and eat all their horses. Make a big...
My question is, though, why are you allowed to kill this Ponce we need information from, and I can't prove down this?
I didn't say
happy the
before.
halfling. Thanks for subbing, buddy. Much love. Take your pants off. Hit the hype.
Frankly, I think this whole Morden's Hollow thing has become a bit of a ruse. Seems none of them want to tell us anything, and it looks like they're all in someone's pocket, and whoever's pocket they're in has control over whatever's coming in every night and cleaning up.
Also, Evelyn, do you have to, straight up kill the horses? Can't you just sort of sap most of their energy but leave them alive? Wouldn't that make sense? Because then
Let them die slow.
No. Then they
Painful deaths.
then they get healthy again, and then you just do it over. It's almost like a farm, like a horse farm, I guess.
Farming for their vitals.
You know, did that make sense? That
Their
makes sense.
life force.
Yes.
That's not a bad idea.
What if we wait for those things to come out and we just bury you with your little claws out, and you can do that scratch thing you do out of the surface of the ground when they pass over you?
Well,
Like sharp shades of grass.
They would just be like, oh, I stubbed my toe and it hurt me for 3d8 necrotic damage.
Also, Kyla, to you saying that people won't speak to us about what actually is going on, as you know, I do have some ways about me that I can get them to talk.
Yes, and according to the man in the tower there, who was very honest with me, I did a good job, and told me we should probably talk.
Let us go. Point us
I
in
have
the
ways
direction.
of getting
I
people
don't
to
know
talk
exactly
too.
where he is, but I can assume if he's of the gentry, he has a pretty nice house and probably the only livestock in town.
Well, as you are having this discussion, suddenly the noise and the ambience from the inn gets all the louder as the door kind of opens and a gentleman steps out. It was the one that you were kind of conversing with earlier. The one that asked you several kind of vaguish, blunt questions, but didn't really tell you much of anything. So yeah, the door suddenly swings open, and he's standing there. Evening.
Evening.
And then he kind of closes the door back behind him, and pulls his tunic up around him, and now he has... Before he was wearing like a waistcoat and just a shirt and pants. Now he's actually got like a traveling cloak that he's obviously put on and pulled it round his neck and wrapped himself, and after just giving you a polite nod, begins to wander northwards down the road.
It's not much north of here. Sir, sorry to bother you. Would you know where we could find a Sir Thomas Angrave?
Look. And he kind of beckons you to follow him northwards.
Right.
And basically he kind of takes you up till you're behind, or like just tucked in behind this wagon here. And he says, you mentioned a name earlier, didn't you? What was that name?
Orthandowint.
No. The one buried in the forest. Was it Kevin? No, it wasn't Kevin.
Sally Garden?
Yes.
Sally.
Yeah, Sally.
I'm Diggory. Diggory Garden. That was my daughter.
Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss, sir.
You don't seem to understand
happened?
What's going on here.
Well, why don't you tell us? I'm sure you'd want your daughter's death to be justified in some way, I assume?
I would. But the rest of the town are fearful. They're scared.
Are they hapless little pushovers that we could easily take over?
What do you mean?
Well, are they infiltrated by more powerful creatures or people that we could not suspect as...
Infiltrated?
Well, yes. Are you just basic farmers, or are you actual powerful people?
Powerful? No. This is a small community of farmers. That's pretty much what we are. Other than a couple of noble families that, have founded Morden's Hollow. I myself are pretty... Well, I do not read and write, and I'm not a particularly educated man. You're going to have to explain to me what that long word that you just said means.
No, I don't.
Someone controlling things here.
Nobody's controlling things in the town. But somebody's definitely controlling everything about the town. And he kind of keeps looking over his shoulder to his right as he's saying this. Kind of looking at the woods in this direction. My daughter was sacrificed so that others may live.
Why? What was... If she weren't sacrificed, what would have happened?
You really should talk to Thomas Angrave. I can take you to him.
Yes, please.
Well, is there any... Again, you want justice, and again, we'll talk quietly, because you don't want the rest of the town involved, but is there something that you could tell us that would help us bring someone to justice? For you and your daughter, of course. Rest in peace.
I don't think it's something that anybody can do. I think we're doomed, to be honest. Angren come up with the compromise. He was the one that struck the bargain. Such as it is.
Why was it that your daughter was the one who was chosen?
They say it's random.
Do you believe that?
Maybe. But when it's your child that's chosen, doesn't exactly matter whether it's random or not. My Sally's gone and nothing's going to bring her back.
Well...
look over at Emlyn. Yes, of course.
Yeah, I wasn't random.
What do you mean?
Nothing!
Take us to the guy, please.
Yes.
Well, come with me then. All right, yes, and he kind of just takes you down to here, wanders in front of this house, and comes to the door of this one. Walks up to it. Alrighty. The door is opened by a woman in pretty fine dress. Let me go ahead and move you to this map, and I'll
Sir
size
Thomas.
it properly first.
Good play.
You must be Thomas, I presume. All right, okay.
I'm sure.
All right, let me go ahead and move you guys in. Yeah, so the door is pretty much opened up, as I said, by a woman probably in her mid to late 30s. She is fairly plainly dressed, although very adequately dressed. And I'm going to go ahead and put you all here on the edge of the foyer. And Diggory kind of, as she, begging your pardon, ma'am, got some out-of-town visitors that are insisting on seeing Sir Thomas Angrave. I told them that they shouldn't bother him, but they were very, very insistent. Well, he's supping in his study. It's about the tower, miss. Oh, well, as I was saying, he's fast asleep in bed. You can't be disturbed.
I think that's a lie.
No,
I
miss,
don't like liars.
They already know, miss. They know. They've been snooping around asking questions, and they even found Sally's grave. Very well, come in. Shut the door.
All right, I'm gonna step in.
Alrighty. As she kind of looks at you all, she says, "Don't steal anything. I'll be right back." And she goes in through this side door, and you can hear a low conversation being had. Anyone want to give me a perception check? Maybe you can eavesdrop said conversation.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
I jokingly start to roll up the rug like I'm going to run off with it.
The rug. Okay.
Yeah,
That's a good way to start, Emily.
Wow.
Continuation of Thursday.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, that's...
That's an investigation roll, Snug. Do you want perception?
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Roll
clicked the
out.
wrong button.
Come on.
Noob.
Perception. Why did I click that one? Whoops.
Because you sucketh.
I do. There we go.
Yeah, so good job. I told you that because you have a much better perception. Okay. So you hear, let's see, everybody except Emlyn, who maybe just doesn't care, will overhear the conversation. As I said, it's a low, it's not a whisper, but it's a low-kempt conversation that obviously they don't intend other people to hear. She says, "There's a group of rapscallions here asking about the tower. Diggory bought them, and apparently they found his daughter's grave and are asking all sorts of questions around town." "Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. Send them away. I can't. I feel they're somewhat persistent, and I've already kind of sort of told them you're here." "Very well. Go and fetch tea and bring them in." She comes out and walks down to this door. She says, "Diggory, show them in, if you will. Thomas will see them now. I'm going to fetch tea." And she wanders in through this room into a warming kitchen.
Okay.
With that, Diggory kind of walks up and opens this door. Begging your pardon, Sir Angrave, but I have the visitors with me." "Fine, come on in.
I'm gonna walk in proudly, like I belong. Hello.
All right. You walk in and he raises an eyebrow. He's incredibly well dressed, almost in sort of his tunic is blue, and it's got like gold filigree on the shoulders, gold lapel linings, gold button linings. It's an older kind of garment, but you can tell that it is obviously was a very, very, very expensive at the time. It fits him roughly. He's gained a few pounds since it was originally fitted for him, so you can see at the middle, some of the buttons are kind of stretched around his midsection. But needless to say, it's probably something that he has had for at least a decade. You can see that it is a fine quality garment, but it is seriously kind of frayed and worn around some of the edges. You wanted to see me, yes. What can I do for you? Thomas Angrave. My wife, Joannette, is fixing some hot tea to bring to you.
Tolgar, Wolfspine.
I don't believe I know anybody of the Wolfspine family.
It's unfortunate. You will soon. Actually, you will now.
And kind of looking at the other three of you, he immediately goes over and seems a little bit more, or a little less weary, should I say, of Thelonious Conch, as he walks in and says, you are some sort of scholar, I presume, with the choice of head ornament?
Oh, yes, absolutely. The cane helps me keep my head upright as it's filled with so much information. That's just a joke I say to people.
I've never heard that one before.
Well, I don't say it all the time, Tolga. I don't want you to wear it out.
Oh.
Strange hooded clad friend over there. What's your name, sir?
It matters not. I am just falling apart and quite hungry.
His name, Emlyn, stop it. His name is Emlyn.
Emlyn.
That's Emlyn.
Well, if you're hungry, we've had supper, I'm afraid, but I'm sure that I can have my wife bring you something from the kitchen.
He doesn't need to eat.
Well, he just said he was hungry.
He's not hungry.
Okay, I see. This tall man speaks for you, does he? You're sort of a servant, are you?
He is.
I see. My apologies for addressing your servant directly, then.
It's all right.
Yes, I think he meant more he's hungry to get to the bottom of things.
While that's going on, you've noticed that Diggory Godden has reached for a decanter in the middle of the table and is pouring himself a fairly large glass of some kind of ruby red liquid. And he takes a sip of it. The port is excellent as usual, Thomas Angrave. Thank you, Diggory. Would any of you care to warm yourselves with a glass of fine port?
Absolutely. Oh, I've been drinking swill and
please help yourselves.
Yes, please.
Yes, you'll not find anything like this at the local tavern. I have to have this shipped in. Of course, my supplies are running a little scarce as of late. Only have 2 or 3 bottles left, but we still have several bottles of wine, if anybody prefers that.
I'm gonna look around for Kyla.
Alright, yeah, Kyla doesn't seem to have been there. So, Kyla, you're loitering at the kitchen door, I'm assuming for a reason.
I was going to see if I could, like, when she was, like, going to... I'll go get the tea, I was going to be like, would you like some help with that, ma'am? Because I was hoping to matronize.
Okay, being that you are a young girl, she will accept your offer to assist.
Excellent.
Matronize.
Kitchen
Matronize. That's like a few syllables from matricide, you know?
Why not?
Well, yeah, so is fraternize.
It's a similar.
Okay, yeah, so she invites you into the kitchen, and she goes and puts a pot of water up on the stove and sets it brewing, and she says, if you wouldn't mind, dear, fetch me some of the green tea. Oh, no, not this time of night. Better make it the black.
Okay.
And she just points at a table that's loaded down with various different bowls. You're somewhat nature-ish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's very obvious to you which is which and all these different ingredients, so you can quite easily figure out that's the tea she's talking about, and
I'll just bring it over. I'll be like, such dreadful news with what's been going around town.
I wouldn't know much about that, being a humble wife to Sir Thomas Angrave.
Right, can't talk about it, can we? Has to be really hard.
It's best for such horrific things not to be spoken, especially by ladies.
In my experiences, when the bad things start to happen, it's kind of up to the ladies to push the men to act.
Oh, well, many a time I have had to show my endearing support for Sir Thomas's actions, even if I don't agree with them, of course. It's a wife's place to support her husband in whatever he decides.
Hey, there's a virtue in that.
I've got some tea cakes here somewhere. And she starts looking around. Oh, yes, here they are. And she goes over to the corner, and you can see it's like a Dutch oven with a lid on it, and she kind of smells it first, almost instinctively, and then brings it over, and she says, "Would you like one? I made them fresh."
No, absolutely.
Yesterday.
Yeah, that's about as fresh as they get, isn't it?
Well, it's just me, Sir Thomas, and my daughter Ezeld, and I've always been one for cooking in large batches. I came from a large family before I married Sir Thomas, and these things stay good for at least a week or so. Being hardy and somewhat rustic in nature.
Hey.
If you can keep the weevils out of them, they'll last at least a couple of weeks.
What I would have done for a mother who cooks like this.
Oh, please. I consider myself a meager cook. A seamstress, but not so much a cook. Now, my daughter, on the other hand, she can work wonders with the kitchen.
Sounds like you're rather fond of her.
Well, being my daughter, and the fact that children are to be cherished here in Morden's Hollow, cherished indeed.
Aye. Especially, sorry, my mind keeps going to such a dark place. With Diggory.
May I ask you a question?
Aye?
Have you, this is going to sound a little forward and a little, out of place, but, have you... have you and a young man ever,
Have I courted?
Courted with consequence?
No.
No!
Not with consequence for me, at least.
Yes, no, I understand. You're quite young, you have time yet. Yes, excellent. Well, it looks like the tea is almost ready, if you'd like to help me.
Do you have a tray?
I do, yes. And she reaches underneath where all the ingredients are and pulls out a large wooden tray. She loads it up with the tea and the cakes and says, "If you'll get the door, my dear."
Absolutely.
You remind me of my daughter. She's beautiful, just like you. And ever so intelligent and smart, just like you.
Far too kind. I hope she could live a long life, and
yes, probably longer than she might have. So, if you'll get that door as well.
Right. Especially now that I know I'm not being poisoned. Maybe my life. I'll go ahead and open the door.
All right. Okay, she comes in with a big tray with mugs of hot tea and a small plate full of tea cakes, and she says, "I'll leave them over here on the table, Thomas. This young, what was your name, my dear? I didn't catch it.
Kyla.
Kyla, and these are your friends, are they?
Of sorts.
Of sorts. So Kyla here was telling me that she is in the market potentially not now, in the future for a a relationship, a future husband, and is very inexperienced in the matters of love. Is she? And he's like, oh, really? Oh, my dear, come over here. Sit down by the fire. And he's gone over to one of the comfiest chairs, and he's like, beckoning Kyla to come and sit down.
I'm gonna sit the other one.
Yes, no, quite right. That is the comfier of the two chairs. That's where my good lady wife sits.
One way.
There was a misunderstanding. Yes. Just so you two are aware. There was a misunderstanding. Kyla is already claimed by the Scarblood tribe.
Claimed?
Correct. I'm confused.
You are confused?
It's a private matter.
Oh, I see. We'll be to business now, Joannette. Oh, quite right, Thomas. If you'll excuse me, if you need anything else, just let me know. And she kind of curtsies as she backs out the door and closes it behind her. As she closes it, she kind of takes another glance at Kyla, and then kind of, boom, shuts the door rather quickly. And you hear her clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop, walking across the hallway.
How does the door close? Does it close inwardly or outwardly?
She closed it towards her. Okay. It opens into the room.
So after it's closed, I actually would have opened it just a sliver, just to watch her leave.
Basically, okay. And she went through this room, went basically through this door on the other side.
Okay, so I'll close the door again.
Okay.
That's second thought.
So, why did Diggory bring you to me? You have questions, I assume. You looking for work, are you? Laborers, perhaps?
Can we just cut straight to the point?
And what would that point be?
Morden's Hollow.
Yes, that's where we're at.
The tower. The Dark Tower.
The Dark Tower.
The one we're led to believe you can see on a clear day. The one in the distance which not many know.
The old tower. Sorry, when you said Dark Tower, I thought perhaps you meant the small watchtower. What was that about children?
Being torn apart by what I would assume are the demons which prowl the area around, which you can hear from just near the outskirts of the town.
May I ask who has been filling your heads full of such exorbitant stories?
No one had to fill our heads.
And there's a man sitting at the tower wanting you to leave, and as you approach, you get attacked by the bloody things, and you can hear them just on the outskirts. Isn't that wonderful?
They attacked you?
Yeah.
Yes.
What time of night did you arrive?
Day.
Day?
Day.
What you... They attacked you in broad daylight?
And we made pretty short work of them. Lying.
Oh, maybe that's why. They're not usually afoot during the day. Perhaps that was their weakness. Perhaps that was why he was able to destroy them. Interesting.
You underestimate the size of that one, and I'm gonna go ahead.
Yeah.
No. I can see he is a large and capable and as he kind of eyeballs the axe and the sword, warrior.
Chief.
A chief
of Scarblood tribe.
Scholar.
Oh, I do apologize.
Warrior,
when you said your name
scholar of the axe.
Excellent. No. When you said your name was Tolgar Wolfspine, I assumed it was just your surname and didn't realize it had tribal connections.
That's your first mistake.
Why exactly are you here? Obviously, you have an interest in the tower, as many others have come, and if that's all, I can tell you should value your lives and leave and let the tower alone. For everybody's sake.
I won't have to worry about that.
You see, we've been quite literally dealing with the denizens of hell itself, trying to find a man by the name of Porthan de Wint, and we have reason to believe he's hauled up in that tower there, causing you all kinds of problems.
Well, there's somebody in the tower. But you do understand, you mustn't meddle. You must leave things well enough alone. We have things in hand as best they can be.
It would be meddling if it weren't our business. As I said, we came here specifically searching for a man, which we believe is in the tower, and you just admitted there is, in fact, a man in the tower, though you won't give us his name. Perhaps you don't know it. Either way, it seems given us our lead, and if you could point us in the direction of the tower, perhaps we could spend a night here. I'm just going to look at him like very strongly there. And in the morning, we could find our way there. Maybe facing them in their weakened state during the day would be a little easier for us, and perhaps we could remedy this situation for you. But not for you as much as for us, but in the wake.
Well, mutually beneficial, I would say. Now, you said you do the best you can. Is the best letting random children die?
No, you see, you don't
What's your child's name in
understand.
the hat?
It's...
What's wrong?
You're going to meddle anyway, aren't you? There's nothing I can say that's going to convince you from getting involved.
Oh, no, absolutely, of course. Yes, we're just
We
trying
have
to...
traveled for months in this direction. When we have finally found the place, we will meddle, we will destroy whatever is in the tower.
Yes, I wouldn't call it meddling so much as fixing things. Especially from your vantage point. Don't you want this to be not a problem anymore?
But
We
this
can
is
take
it, you
care
see.
of,
You are the third such group to come here. And each time the punishment gets worse.
Yes, but did any of those two groups have someone like him? And I'm going to point up to Tolgar.
Or like him. I'm going to point to Emlyn.
Or like him, I'm going to
They
point
all
myself.
appeared to be capable heroes or adventurers or warriors or whatever you wish to call them. All of them seemed very sure of their abilities, much like you. And all of them were killed. And then we were punished for it, for allowing them to go there.
We never came to town.
You don't seem to understand that they're not reasonable types of things to deal with. They're not even people at all.
We don't plan to reason with them, sir.
I
We
understand.
plan to tear their spines from their bodies and lay them out in a nice,
Yes.
orderly fashion.
I understand, but your best plans will go to waste. It won't work. It won't happen. It'll be the same as the others. You're full of ideas of grandeur and bravery, and we've killed this, and we've
After
slain
this,
dragons.
I'm gonna take off the top of my clothes to show that I am in fact dead.
Okay.
We're all of them alive.
Yes,
Like-
as you can see, not even death can stop us. Take a look behind you.
He looks and says, "This is what witchery and wickedness is this?
I deserve it. Emlyn's
What disease does this man have? Is it the plague? You brought the plague here to Morton's Hollow?
down.
Oh!
Settle down. So dramatic.
much of.
Wait, what? Say that again, Dokar?
No, I stopped myself from talking.
I do not have the plague. We are in alliance with forces much more powerful than that which is in that tower.
I find that difficult to believe, for if it was the truth, why would you care about such a thing?
I don't care. But I do
Then
want
why are
lives
you
to
here?
feast on. I need lives to feast on.
Your horses lately.
Are there elements in this town, people that you don't care for, that'll blame you if we
Emlyn, you're
fail?
getting sidetracked. Stop.
Because if we were, I will take
This is
care
not
of
why we're
There
here.
is nobody here in the town whose life is to be forfeit so frivolously.
it. No, it's not frivolous. It's necessary.
To you, for a purely selfish reason, I'm sure.
Well, no, I drink from that decanter.
Okay.
I will leak, and it'll go on your nice carpets.
Then don't drink from it.
I'm just gonna stand there.
Listen. Let me try to explain this to you.
Mansplain it to us.
A couple of months ago, something came to the tower. You say it's a man, I say it's demons.
He brought them, yes.
And a woman, a dark-skinned, vile woman, came with her winged demons and stood in the town and demanded lives, virgin lives. Well, of course, we were not about to surrender such things. So,
sorry, that's not going to work.
So, we sent word. I sent word to my brother, in a town far away, and he reached out and made notice to other towns, and soon a group of brave adventurers arrived to dispatch the creatures. They went to the tower, you see, and we had faith in their abilities and felt that they could help us, and we gave them a fine reward, and on they went. And then the very next day, this winged creature flew above the town and said that we were to be punished, and that now he will ride, and he will ride amongst us and slay as many as he may. And many died. Many were killed and sacrificed as a punishment. And then once again it was told to us that we should offer up a virgin sacrifice, and that if we didn't, each night he would ride and claim lives. And it was clear to us that it was more befitting, as monstrous as it may sound, to sacrifice a life, a virgin life, once every 3 weeks, to prevent the massacre that would follow. Then another group of adventurers came by chance and talked to somebody in the tavern who spilled our troubles, and then they said that they would valiantly solve the problem. And we tried to convince them otherwise, but no, they didn't listen, and they went to the town, and once again was slaughtered. And he rode again, and came amongst us, and killed and maimed. You see, as it is right now, we can sacrifice one every 3 weeks, or we lose several every night.
And when is this next sacrifice supposed to take place?
3 nights from tonight.
And who is to be the sacrifice? I know, besides Kylo, who you clearly were trying to...
No, all young virgins of the town are, their names are put into a hat, and we draw randomly to see who will be selected. I know it sounds petty and simple, but I know of no other fair way to do it.
What are you laughing at?
Just they all go into the virgin hat, and we pick one. That's just really funny to think
I've
about.
never won the lottery before, guys.
The virgin hat, yeah.
I guess, yeah, Tholnius would kind of pipe it. And who is it that does the sacrificee part? Or the sacrificer part, excuse me.
What do you mean?
Who does the deed?
Well, nobody. We take them into the woods. There is a stocks and post, and we, how dare I say it, we tie them to the stocks and we leave them there, and then we go back the following day and claim the body, but the heart will be gone.
What would happen, say, if your town ran out of virgins?
Well, we are getting rather short on such things as it is. In truth, we when visitors come, we...
Oh, those poor saps at the inn.
What? Oh, shit.
Excuse me. If you
Oh man, beyond evil.
if you were not to have a sacrifice, you would say that this creature would ride into town and kill, correct?
Yes.
Does it happen immediately? And have you seen it?
Some say they have seen it. I have not with my own eyes. The truth is, as cliche as it may sound, those that see it die.
Well, what if we were to not have a sacrifice, so we could show that we could kill this thing that comes in to wreak havoc?
It has been tried. It cannot be killed.
What have you tried?
We...
Just throwing a dagger at it?
No, we gathered all the most able-bodied men with bows, and when it marched into town, we all opened fire, some 20 men with bows and arrows, and the arrows just bounced off it as if it was made of steel.
Bows are weak. You need magical weapons and magic.
Well, we don't have such things.
Sorry, Kyla.
But I'm sure those that tried to challenge the tower did, and they're all dead.
Yes, because they weren't dead to begin with.
So all of you are dead then?
Inside, at
That's
least.
just the way.
Here's the thing. We have it on good authority that to enter the tower, someone needs to not be alive to access and get past that defense. Hence me. Also, hence why I need
I did it on purpose.
to replenish my body.
Well, I'm sorry, but if you're asking me to allow you to feast upon one of our locals, absolutely not. That's disgusting and barbaric.
No,
Let's say we just have him feast on your daughter now, and then we can sacrifice her.
no.
That was a
You're horrific.
That
people.
was a joke.
You're as bad as those in the tower.
Oh,
We meant
no,
a horse.
you're the one doing this.
animals, not people.
This child, and had her hung up on a tree and murdered by demons just to protect yourself. You're pathetic.
No, not to protect myself, to protect dozens of people in the town.
If you want to protect them, you march them right out.
But that's the thing. They've filled the forest with creatures. Armies of creatures, and if we try to leave, they kill anyone that attempts to leave. No one's allowed to leave, ever.
Stupid, foolhardy adventurers, and tell them to, protect your escape. Oh shoot! Well,
Look, it's simple. There's no way to sustain the system as you have it. You will run out of virgins, and then run out of choices. So what's the point of pertaining to it?
Because
You let me kill as many livestock as I need. We will kill the thing that's going to be set upon the town in recompense for you not sacrificing, and then we'll destroy the thing in the tower and save your damn fucking village.
yes, and we have heard this all before, twice over.
By goody two-shoes who don't know what the hell they're doing. We do.
And why should we believe you over them? Why should I have faith in your abilities when they have failed before you?
Oh, because we have demon blood. At least I do, I think. I'm not sure yet.
I believe you're just acquaintances of this vile thing sent to torment us.
okay, and if that's the case,
Oh.
you're not allowed to leave the room anyway, and you have no choice in the matter. You make a single noise, I will mute the room and remove your head. We're holding you captive here for the night. We're going to camp here,
What are we
in the
doing?
comfort of your home, to avoid whatever terrors might find their way out of the woods overnight. And then in the morning we'll set off on our journey, and whether or not you have anything to say about it, that is the way it will go. If I find out that you are meddling in any which way, the first thing we'll do is start with your lady wife, and then if it persists, we'll continue on to your daughter. She'll find her way to the demons. It will be delightful for me to see you suffer the way you've put this poor man through it. And
Yeah.
then we'll just, go kill the man we came here to kill.
Everything this Kyla person just said is proof that we do not work for the person that controls the demons in the woods.
I just don't have the patience for you and your lifestyle, as it were. You have suffering people here, and you're drinking port at a table.
I think that's tea.
No, that's tea. That's wine. That you can't taste it. It's no different to you. Point being, you stay put, make yourself comfortable on that pile of logs behind you, and we'll be moving on in the morning.
Did you hear the lady?
This is so quiet.
You mistook us for heroes.
I will stand up and turn to him just to look menacing.
You're facing the wrong way.
Where is he? Sorry.
It's over there by... There you go.
Okay. There.
He just backs away into the corner and leans against it with his mouth firmly closed.
All right. We got him.
What is Diggory doing at the table? Since it's turned this way.
Just seems to be intently listening to everything that's being said and looks incredibly awkward and uncomfortable.
Yes, Diggory, in the morning you should steal a horse and ride clear out of town. If you still have a wife, you should bring her along. Nothing good is coming out of Morgan's house.
Begging your pardon, miss, but I overheard you said that they attacked you in broad daylight.
Aye, and now they're gone.
I don't think you understand. How many did you kill? There are dozens of them out there. Dozens.
Aye, we took 5 at a time.
So there'll still be more than enough to kill me and my good lady wife if we attempt to leave. Because that is what they have been told to do.
If you stay, it'll happen anyway.
Unless you let us go to the tower and take care of this for you immediately.
That's what's going to happen there.
Well, you're asking me as if I have any say in the matter, which I clearly don't.
Aye, and you're just sitting there waiting for them to kill you, are you?
Not at all. We're sitting, honestly, our thought process was to just outwait them in the hopes that eventually they just go away as suddenly as they came.
They are using that tower to summon demons. They're not going to stop. Theo has a book of summoning and a tablet. No, Kyla, you have the tablet, right?
Yeah. He's been doing quite a bit in this strand, and he's not doing this just to stop. All likeliness, he's working for someone.
Well, I, for one, have got no love for them, and my daughter is already dead. So I care not if you go to the tower, and whether you live or die, it doesn't matter to me.
Right. But at least, if you do have a lady wife, just get her away from here. Please.
But wouldn't it make more sense if you actually believe you could succeed? Wouldn't we be safer to wait and hope you do, rather than risk almost certain death trying to escape?
You away so that you wouldn't spill what we're doing here, but I guess you should probably sit in the other corner with the wine and have yourself a good night.
No, he just kind of shuffles around the table and in the chair.
And up and just have like my bow ready in case anyone moves, essentially.
Well, between the humble labourer and a 65-year-old foppish-looking lord, it is little to none of an expectation that they could mount any type of defense if they wish to, or offense. Clearly, the old man is taking you at your word. If you make any noise, we'll basically kill your wife and your daughter. So that is why he is refusing to utter a word and has gone completely mute. And obviously, Diggory is not in a situation to argue or protest. So.
Emlyn.
Yes.
Could you do that thing where you seep into their mind and find out where the thing is?
I have said it before, I'll say it again. That requires a particular item that Midgard stole from me.
Where is Midgard? An eyeball?
Maybe this gentleman has it, but I require a focus of some sort with a particular amount of coin.
And that particular amount is?
It's a focus 100 gold piece, like horn or sight thing for either or for the detect thoughts.
Kyla.
Yeah, the sort of thing you all have laying around. Everyone has a gold horn.
Kyla, are you just trying to decipher where the tower is? Is that essentially what you're...
I was trying to get an idea of it, and I'm trying to just guarantee us a spot for the night while all of the unwanted ones run about.
Okay, so Lonnie's just going to slowly walk up to Hargrave and go, Tommy, please, if you wouldn't indulge me. And I'll kind of put my hand on his shoulder and just say, look, I think we know the best course of action here is to let us rest so that we may be at our tip-top potential, and we will go and rid your town of this evildoer and all these terrible things happening. My colleague Kyla may have put it a little more brash than maybe I might have, but what we say rings true. You're eventually going to run out of options, so I think it's like ripping a Band-Aid. You just want to rip it as fast as you can and be done with it, and I think that would be the best course of action here for everyone. And I'm going to cast a suggestion.
Okay.
And while I cast it, and also if you could just point us in the right direction of how to get to there,
No, he won't even try to make a save throw because he'll tell you what you want to know anyway.
Okay, so I cast
yeah.
Suggestion there.
Basically, he's like, if you would have asked civilly, I would have happily put you up in my home. And to be honest, on the morrow, you would be able to see the tower as plain as anybody else.
Great.
This display of barbarism and aggression, quite honestly, was unnecessary and probably to your own detriment. You see, he senses wickedness. He hones in on it. He probably now knows you're here, and he's probably defending himself or preparing an attack right now.
Ooh.
And if you had just led with that, none of this would have happened.
Well, we were having a civil discourse, and then suddenly you became very violent and aggressive. Started telling me you had books of summoning demons and that he was dead, and what did you expect to happen? This is not civil conversation.
Well, if nothing else, I would assume that this entire conversation has set us apart from the other adventurers that you said had tried.
Yes, there's only one difference. The way I see it, wickedness gets destroyed one way or the other.
Now about your cattle.
My
Livestock.
the only thing I own is 2 horses. I own no livestock. I'm not a farmer.
What about the other horses I saw further to the east?
They are not mine. They do not belong to me.
Do you like the person they belong to?
What does that matter to you? This man's a schmuck.
What was that noise?
No, that would belong to Richard Andon. The other family here. But
We'll need the 2 horses.
Well,
2 horses each, please.
I have no say in such a thing. You're probably going to take them anyway, aren't you? So what does it matter what I say?
I don't know. It doesn't. We're gonna take the 2 horses. I guess just as a heads up.
It's not like he rules justly anyway. He's just going to go ahead and let them suffer.
There's nothing about suffering. You don't understand. I have to make a simple decision. 1 life every 3 weeks, or many lives every night. What should I do? I should just resign the fact that we'll all be slaughtered in a matter of days, or prolong the situation in hopes that somehow we are delivered from this nightmare?
We are your deliverers.
Ahem.
I did just say that we don't do a sacrifice and then we would take care of the creature that would punish you as proof of what our ability.
But when you fail...
Look upon us as your gods, here to save you.
If it were not that we'd already witnessed this same exact bravado fail twice before, I might be comforted by the fact. But the truth is, instead of just claiming a couple of lives, if you fail, the creature will go rampant and slaughter as many as he can.
Like he will do in a few weeks' time anyway when you have no virgins to kill.
But that will be long from now. It will be months from now to where there are no virgins, and besides, as I said, from time to time, people come visiting. We show them hospitality, and if any of them fit the bill, as it were, they are persuaded to stay. And
do you not see how that makes you an accessory to the murder itself?
And it might be, but again, it's that or many, many lives.
Listen,
do you
this
think
is
I
the
like
best
to make
chance
these
that...
decisions? Do you think I feel good about myself?
I do.
We are the best chance of you guys surviving this. You are either going to die slowly or all at once. All right? Do you understand that?
I understand you're going to go to the tower. And if you succeed, then we have probably another denizen of evil to deal with. New masters of the tower. What difference is it?
Do you really see a difference between the wickedness you claim we have and your own? Do you not understand that you are as wicked as us? We're just better at it than you?
Absolutely not. I am forced to make this decision, for it is a difficult choice. I have to choose one of my villagers' lives every 3 weeks to prevent 10 times that many dying in the same period of time. If I had a different choice, I would absolutely take it. Seems
we
to
are
me
offering you another choice, and you were refusing to take it. You are fighting us with it.
Because the consequence of your failure is that dozens will die. I am trying to prohibit dozens dying.
So what in your eyes would be a solution that wasn't our group coming to your rescue? That they just walk away and like, never mind, we don't want to.
Do you think I have a solution? I have no idea what the solution is. I just know that the 2 times before, have you not noticed how sparse this population is? So many of us have died already.
Down.
Well, it seems you're operating on a very small sample size. Just two times it hasn't worked, so you just throw your hands up and give up?
If
They
you
say
were
third's
in
a
my
charm.
shoes...
They do say third time's a charm.
They have said that. They
Thomas.
did.
They did say that, Tommy. Think about it.
Look,
They did. They have said
I
it.
am not foolish enough to believe I can stop you doing whatever it is you intend to do. You are clearly wicked, and clearly willing to do whatever your selfishness desires to make sure that you do what you want.
But in turn, we are helping you. How do you not at least appreciate it a little bit?
If you succeed, of course, then there is a thing. But if you fail, dozens will die. Do you not see how this is a difficult thing for us to come to terms with?
But at least you'll have some sort of hope. Isn't that something for the town?
The hope also is laced with fear. Fear that instead of you returning, the thing will come. It will ride, and heads will roll, and people will be slaughtered in their beds.
All right, well, it sounds to me like we are just gang talking in circles at this point, I think. So here's what we'll do. We're just going to do what we're going to do. We will help you in turn. You don't even have to say thank you. We don't care. But our interests seem to align with yours. I wish you'd give us our blessing. It would just make me feel a little bit better about it. But if you will not, that is fine. That is fine. We will do what we came here to do, as you said, and that is that. And
I don't even care about your blessing. I just want your livestock.
As I said, I own 2 horses. Take them if that's what you want.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Whether I agree to it or not is irrelevant. You're going to take them anyway.
And then you're going to die in a couple months anyway if we do nothing, right?
Kyla.
I just find it funny that his lack of decision-making skills here and his position of leadership are doing the exact same shit that happened to my father.
What
I'm
happened
sorry
to your
about your father, but do you not
What happened to
understand
your father?
in the situation of
oh boy.
no chance of redemption, you put off the inevitable as long as possible with blind hope of redemption. To hear you say it, I should just not sacrifice anybody and allow everybody to be butchered over the next course of the couple of weeks and all be done with.
No, you should seek any other possible option and accept those that come to you.
As I said, if it was not for the fact that others had failed so miserably in the past, I would feel happier. But just knowing how it has ended, and knowing how many of our villagers will die should you fail, do you not understand that this is a difficult thing for us to conceive and come to terms with?
See, you don't seem to understand that we have all, in our own way, had past experiences with the man in the tower. I apprenticed under him. I am now dead in order to bypass his defenses. Tolgar Wolfspine survived the war that happened those few years ago. Theo is a scholar who desires great powers and has been accruing it over his long life.
Okay, get it.
I just hate powerful men.
And Kyla has a way with getting what she wants, even when it's not what we want necessarily, but it works.
I see.
We all work well together. We have already stolen the woman who is in his company's book of summoning. We already have part of the tablet that they need. We have achieved all this over the past few months. We are more than capable of entering that tower and dealing with the threat, more so than you've ever had before.
I see.
We're wicked. You're wicked. Who cares?
That has nothing to do with wickedness. But
You see,
the
we
deeds
can do
that
this.
you talk about are, quite honestly, diminished compared to those that the group before boasted of.
Because they were lying.
I do not believe so.
What did they say? Let us hear what they boasted.
Sir Roderick Hamform was a powerful paladin of the Lords of Pelor. One of their most decorated champions. Came to us from the city, all the way from Meridian, with the king's blessing to take care of this. Legend says that he has destroyed and killed an ancient drake, him and 3 of his fellow knights. Only he lived to tell the tale. He did not return. With somebody so well known and illustrious and great as him, if he had no chance, why should I believe that any of you...
Because we killed the drake too.
You too have killed an
It was
ancient
a black
drake?
drake after the 3 little bears, remember?
3 of them.
No, not
Wait,
3.
what are we talking about? The bears?
Wrong campaign.
Oh, that's a wrong campaign. I'm sorry.
In a former life, I've done these things.
With the 3 little bears. What was
Wrong
the campaign?
campaign.
Totally different campaign, but never
Oh,
mind.
this is totally different
He doesn't
campaign.
know that.
I'm so
He
sorry.
doesn't know you're lying.
No, but I understand. I totally forgot.
Oh boy.
And we ate the porridge.
Retcon,
funny.
retcon. Sorry. I apologize.
Well, needless to say, you're going to fail or succeed. One or the other. Just tell me this. Should you succeed, what are your plans then? To claim the power of the tower for yourselves? Become as terrible as he is and rule over us in a different wake of evil?
What
Oh,
use would we
that's
have for this
interesting.
stupid town?
I plan on taking the power back to my tribe and ruling over that area.
And I plan to get married.
To me, yes.
The plan as it stands is Port Edgewind has a very powerful and necessary jewel that I require for my ritual. Using it, I would imbue his tribe with more power so we could enact our vengeance on the king himself.
The king.
Eventually.
Yeah.
We think long term.
You mean to do King Marcus harm?
Eventually, yes.
Shh! And he pulls out a knife.
Oh
Then,
my God.
then, by my own honor, I willingly,
No, you don't
willingly
wanna do
sacrifice
this, right?
myself
No,
and the
no,
town,
no,
if that's what
no.
needs be, to defend the king.
I'm gonna
Diggory,
cast
to
silence.
arms, Diggory!
I'm gonna cast silence like as soon as that happens in the room.
Okay, go ahead, cast silence.
Oh my God, Emlyn!
You can't just say I'm going to do a treason in a uniform.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Oh.
We were fine with murdering him and his family. You mentioned the king, and he's just like, "Look, I'm a man. I got a man thing."
All right, okay.
Oh my God.
So yeah, you basically throw a 20-foot radius sphere of silence, and the whole room just goes. As he's like, for the king, Diggory.
And then we're all silent too.
Yeah,
Right.
everybody's silent.
Okay. All right, that's the end of that encounter.
Okay, so there's 2 dead bodies.
Okay. Well, actually, he kind of like looks rather surprised, and he is going to attempt a grapple check,
Oh my God.
on Thelonious Conch, who is standing
Just
directly in
standing
front of
there.
him.
Throw him in the fire. No one can hear it.
Oh my God.
Okay. So what do I roll for that? Strength?
Strength plus your. Let's see. Let me pull up a sheet
So
here.
stupid.
Bloody Emlyn!
Why would I give a flying L about any of that?
I'm going to kill the king! Ha ha!
Happy Kyla.
I said eventually.
Oh, this is all changed again. Okay, now
I
it's
said
fine.
eventually, not right now.
Not today,
Oh,
dude.
totally.
Come on, buddy. Not today. It's okay. God. Oh, so funny. You are some sort of special.
Some kind of emotionless, boneless.
Well, he is. I mean, let's be honest. That is Emlyn. He is a completely dead, emotional void.
This is so good. And by that I mean we're going to kill this guy now.
Emlyn was spoiling to do this the entire time just so he can feast off of it. I think
Yeah.
that's the truth, right? He's just lying to you
That's
the
perfect,
entire
'cause no one
time.
can hear it anyway. He's trying to grapple an old man, so we're just watching like a bag fight on the floor, and then he gets like,
Oh, dear.
A bag fight.
you know, it's like there's like bones in it, but like.
Alright, so basically you make like a melee attack. If you're going to do a grapple, that's pretty much what you're doing.
Well, yeah. So strength plus my
BAB.
I guess. Where's my BAB on here?
I don't know.
Oh, it's 5e. It's like an athletics check you can do, or an acrobatics, I think.
So I can either one of those two. That's
But
what
well,
I-
basically what you do is you're making a special melee attack, right?
Right.
So you can either use strength
Okay.
with athletics,
Nope. Okay.
or you can use dexterity acrobatics, I believe.
Okay. I will do acrobatics check then.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Okay.
Um,
Yuck.
oh, let me get that to where people can see your terrible roll.
It was bad, but it makes sense. So
Yeah.
it actually plays out probably how it should.
Oh, my hip! Oh.
Yeah, I wouldn't be very dexterous.
All right. Oh, and that didn't work. And he is going to barely succeed.
Oh man,
Okay, so basically,
this is playing out just right.
he dives at you, and you're like,
It is a
and he
bag fight.
basically he manages to spin you around, and he kind of like puts his knife, like pulls you into the corner, and he's got his knife at your neck. He's like,
Oh, the quiet fight. Okay. With the squeaky
Oh,
chair
shit.
sound.
I can't cast any spells because of the verbal.
Yeah, neither can I.
Oh man, you're right. Guess
I
I can shoot him.
can I do? I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna block the door.
okay.
And
All right.
put up
With
the-
that, Diggory grabs the chair as his move action, and then he bashes the chair into the window, and glass breaks with absolutely no sound whatsoever.
Oh, then he's dying. Sorry, Diggory. I'm sorry, Diggory. I'm gonna shoot the heck out of him.
Well, as soon as you guys are spoiling for a fight with a old man and a laborer, give me initiative rolls.
Oh my god. Okay.
Sorry, Diggory.
All right, Kyla,
Oh,
25.
wee wee.
Emlyn,
Wait, one more. Oh,
13.
there you go.
Tolgar, 16. Okay, Theo.
Why are we
Okay.
fighting? What's going on?
It's called
I know what is, but like,
screwing
how
the
did this
pooch.
happen?
Emlyn.
Alrighty. Diggory. Oh, Diggory's gone on an 18. So if Kyla doesn't down him, and let's roll for old men. Huh?
25 initiative.
Yikes!
I'm still first.
Okay, all right. So basically, everybody scrambles in the heat of the moment, doing their own thing. So now we'll go to the main initiative. So Kyla, yep. So you see, grab, smash, and then he bolts towards the window. You get to act
Get out.
first. What do you want to do?
Can't get out of there alive, so I'm just gonna kill him.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Well, let's hit him. You got two attacks, I guess. Or what are you doing? How do you want to end this? I'm not even going to give you guys combat music for this because it's not even epic.
Yeah, no, it's
This is murder.
Silence.
All right. Yep. That will plug him in the back for 10.
It's with the damage I got to add in there because it crits. Because
Because why?
Because it's a any score against a surprise. Is he surprised? I guess he wouldn't be surprised.
No, no one's surprised.
Okay.
No one's surprised when all
Let's
hell
see.
broke loose in the room pretty much all at once. Being shot is not really a surprising thing at this point.
I still get my 3d6 though because I beat him in the.
You did beat him on initiative, so you do get that.
So there's a little extra.
For 13. Okay.
23 on the first shot.
All right, and I'm assuming you're loosing the second arrow as well?
Mm-hmm.
All right, okay. The first arrow kind of like grazes across his ribs as he stumbles and staggers. The second one hits him square in the back as he falls forward, falling through the window, and now he's basically laying half in the window, half out. The curtain itself is still hanging there. So if you can imagine, it's like there's a curtain that's hanging out of the window with a huge bulge, and that bulge is Diggory's torso and head plunged into it. All right, which means Diggory doesn't get to act, so now Tolgar does.
Yikes.
All right, I'm gonna grapple this guy and spin him around to Tolgar.
Okay.
So what did I say? Spin around to Emlyn. So I'm
well,
gonna, like grapple him.
Can you
and just
explain to
kinda-
me how you're going to grapple him? Because he's in the corner and he has got hold of Theo directly in front of him with a knife
Oh wait,
at Theo's
Theo!
throat.
I didn't even see Theo in there.
I mean, it is feasible.
arm,
He can make if you. So basically, if you run forward, if you go, the question is, do you want to risk him
Oh my god!
ending coup de grace Theo,
Funny.
or? But yeah,
Oh.
you don't give a shit about anybody, so let Theo die as long as you kill an old man.
I
Who
don't
cares,
want
right?
Theo to die.
So what do you want to do? Yeah, because it would be
See
a
that.
grapple would be pretty difficult with the fact there's an entire person between you and him.
There is a whole person between us. Okay.
An entire person
Stand
as
here
well.
and ready in action to see what Theo does first.
Okay, so you're basically like poised, ready to strike.
Yeah. Ready to grapple net. I don't have my.
All right. It is his turn. So he is going to try to keep hold of you. Let's see. That is plus. Alrighty.
Is that another?
Oh yeah, but you're going to have a hard time beating that one.
I got it.
20.
Make it. You got it. 20 roll. A 20 roll. A 20 roll. Oh, okay.
So close.
All right.
Yep,
So
that's
basically, what he does at this time, he's got the point of, he's like got the side of the dagger against his throat, and then he's pushed it upward. So Theo's head is like this, and barely, your neck is strained. Like if you was to push forward, you'd impale yourself.
Okay.
And he is going to use his move action to just kind of try to negotiate his way along here with you in front of him.
I'm not gonna struggle. I'm gonna let him get as far as he wants.
Okay.
And as I'm getting pulled, I'm gonna kind of like with my hands. I assume they're up or just non-threatening. I'm gonna kind of like try to motion to Kyle, like get out of the way. Let him get out of this room.
I kind of get how that works because he just fell. So I'm actually gonna kind of like scoot and let him get out of the room.
Okay. Well, if you're going to go with him, then basically, Emlyn, do you wish to do anything, or are you going to?
Oh, I got a plan of action. It has nothing to do with these two, so it's all good.
Okay. Well, you're next in the initiative then. So what do you want to do?
Okay, I'm gonna turn around. Is the guy going out the window dead?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn, see Kyla, go up to her, and scratch her twice.
Make your attack rolls then. Yeah, that's a miss.
Oh my god.
And so is that. So you just go up, basically you just
Cool.
go up to Kyla and do a cat impression, go,
Can I take a action to kick him in the balls? The
No
not
balls.
What
working
is going on?
count off previously.
Um,
What is happening?
well, you don't get an attack of opportunity at this moment, because. But by all means, on your turn, you can attack Emlyn if that's what you want to
Okay.
do.
I think we did this before, didn't we? Didn't Emlyn die last time we did this?
It wasn't good for Emlyn. All right. Well, then with Theo, Theo, you're pretty much kind of like going with him, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm almost like helping him out the room at this
Right.
point.
So we'll count your movement then as his movement as
Okay.
well, because you're moving together. So that's like 2 movements.
And I'm going to be talking like, okay, take it easy, and tell me as soon as I can hear my voice.
I had a feeling that's what you were up to.
Yep.
All right. So Kyla was kind of in the middle there, and when she dropped that spell,
Because he doesn't know I'm a magic user. He has no idea.
in theory,
Or at least I haven't given him
yeah,
anything to believe.
Yeah.
yeah. Basically, so you can see where this is. Anywhere past here, basically, is where you're going to be. Right.
Okay, so I still can't hear myself. Okay.
Not just yet. No.
Yep.
Silent
I'm just
Monkey,
thinking-
thanks for the subbery. 41 months of subberitic love. Appreciate that, my friend.
I am since I didn't do anything on my turn, I'm essentially holding my action
Okay.
until I can hear myself speak.
Yeah, all you did was basically use your move, so that's
Okay.
fine.
I'm just letting you know.
All right. Well, with that being said, then it is back to Kyla. What do you want to do? The silent Emlyn attacked you.
So I kind of figure that's what Thelonious is doing because he's a smart cookie. But I really don't want to undo it, but I don't want to use my ring now. Yeah, no. Can I try to grapple Emlyn and throw him in the fire?
What is
No.
You can't throw him in the fire, but you can definitely
No,
grab him and
no,
move
no.
move him back 5 feet.
It's okay. It's a joke. I'm not.
Oh, come on. That would be
we
fun.
played a different game? Am I missing something?
Oh, no,
Yeah,
I'm seriously.
we finished playing D&D now, and we're playing Battle Royale.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
we're just trying to kill each
I'd like
other.
to take
No
my
idea.
disengage action away from Emlyn here, and then I'm going to go over to Tolgar because he's taking a liking. I'm just gonna like let him protect me.
Okay, so basically you're going to get you're basically just using your action to get away from Emlyn
Because
with a
he's
disengage
insane.
because he's scary and upsetting. All right, Diggory is dead. Tolgar.
All right. I'm going to come out this way. I'm going to look around, see that guy's dead. So I'm like, okay. And I'll look through this door to see what everybody's doing out here.
Okay, they are backing away, and he is moving. Let me grab him real quick. I don't want you. You're smelly old Tolgar. So yeah, from the angle, it looks like he's moving him towards this door here.
Okay. All right, I'm going to move this way and open the door for him.
Okay, alrighty.
I'm not gonna want to go that way to do that.
He goes. Okay. So yep. If you're doing that, then if you're not resisting him, he's just going to turn and pull you through the door. And by the time you get to about here,
Okay.
you will hear yourself.
Okay. Can I see what's in there? I can't. I'm blocked.
I'm about to reveal it.
Okay,
for
cool.
You.
It's like all the town guards just chilling out in there. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, basically it's like a little foyer and probably the back door. But
Okay.
you're like, nope, I'm not going to do anything. No.
Yeah.
You suddenly hear your voice.
So I'm going to cast Misty Step.
Well, before you do that, Emlyn.
I'm sorry.
Well,
that was my turn.
what is Misty Step? Is the spell?
I was holding my action to when I could speak. I don't know if that would be something I could do. Whatever you say, it's fine.
Well, because that would have been for the last round. So Emlyn gets to move before you do.
That's fine.
Because it goes from round to... Well, no, actually. No. Because you have not acted again yet, so you can do that.
Okay. So that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Which does not invoke a attack of opportunity.
Correct.
And
it's
I'm
a great way to get out of it.
Yep. 30, as far as 30 feet as I can go. So that's what I can do.
Okay.
Nice.
And I cannot cast another spell this round, right? Because I cast one already.
Perfect on 30 feet.
Bonus action.
Well, you can, as long as it's a cantrip.
As long as it's a cantrip. Okay. Would I want to do that?
Because you can cast a spell and a cantrip. You just can't cast two spells.
Yeah, that would be a spell.
This door, of course, is open, incidentally, even though let me open it for you.
The first one.
Do-do-do-do-do.
This one's also open.
I'll go ahead and open. I'll open the open doors so that they are
I thought
seen
we were
to be
going
open.
to the tower today. Nope.
So I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion,
Okay.
and I'm gonna put it outside of the door behind him.
Let's see.
Ooh.
Within range.
What is the
Oh, it doesn't have
what
a range on
illusion
it.
are you trying to do first of all?
A sound, a noise.
Of a spooky something.
Oh, well, baby.
You just imitate.
Like-
Okay, so you're basically throwing your voice to make it sound like it's behind the door.
Yes.
It's a 30-foot range, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's negligible. He's got what? Let's see. He can
I
get
mean-
to the door, so he can make it sound like it's just on the other side of the door. I'm not going to nitpick 3 or 4 feet.
Okay. And I'd have the voice say, "Hey guys, we got the back door surrounded too. He won't get out this way."
Oh my god.
Yes, because all the guards that you've seen in Morden's Hollow are clearly out the back door.
Well, no, we're behind it. Like they won't. The Thomas won't escape this way. Ha! Ha. We
Whose
got
voice
him.
was that? Emlyn's or mine?
We got him surrounded. Ha!
That sounds just like a rough impressioning voice for me.
He's
So
imagining right now.
okay.
Yeah,
It's outside of back doors.
he sounds pretty scary to me. I wouldn't want to go out that way. Hearing that,
I'd be scared if it was me.
I'm terrified.
Okay. What is your save? Your DC for your saves at 15.
Yes, I believe so.
Alrighty. And I am going to give him disadvantage on this because he is shitting his pants. And because I'm too lazy to do the entire macro, I'm just going to roll it twice and pick the lowest one.
Oh, okay.
Not that one.
He's not that one.
Oh
my
shit.
God.
Okay. Despite disadvantage and his fear, he kind of, he's backed up to the door, and hearing that, you see he still grabs hold of the door handle and pulls it open and glances outside. Well, I say he does. Let's do this in theory because Kyla gets to act before he can do any of that. No. You're all good. You did that as a held action. So sorry, Thelonious. Emlyn gets to act first.
Okay, so did Diggory actually break the window with the chair?
He broke the window with the chair, and he is laying half out the window, half in the window.
Okay, so I'm going to use his body to escape via the window.
Okay, so you kind of just. Remember what my description is like? The curtain is still there,
Right.
and he's kind of in it. So if you how do you want you moving his body and pulling the curtain out the way, or pushing his body in the hopes it'll rip the curtain down all the way, or?
Honestly, I would try. I would grab his body, shove it back, and then swipe the curtain to the side.
So yeah, you grab him, pull him in, and then just pull the curtain out of the way.
I give a nice little nasty look to Kyla, and then I'm going to go out into the night to find like wildlife, basically. Like the horses.
Okay, all right. So you jump out the back door. Okay, fair. Or,
So you kick
jump out
this
the back
fight
window.
off and then just leave?
I'm sorry.
I always imagine him looking at Kyler and going, and then out the window,
he would go like
a hiss of defiance. Okay, all right. So that would end that round, but now it would be Thelonious' turn.
Ooh, murder time.
Yeah, it's
Because what your Misty Step was your held action from before, so this is now actually your turn.
Okay, cool. Well, I was trying to do something, but I guess that's not needed anymore, so...
I mean, you don't know whether it's going to work or not yet, so...
No, I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to blow any spells on this dude. I'm just going to cast Firebolt on him.
Oh my god.
I mean, he needs to die at this
give
point.
him a little cantrip action, why not? Okay.
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So
Cantrip his ass. Alright, a Firebolt.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll hit for 10 points. Okay. The ball of flames goes hurtling through the open doorway. And let's see. We want to burst. Alrighty. And it blasts into him. He kind of like screams as he kind of spins around sideways, and you notice that like his cloak or his fine clothing starts to cinder, and he's like patting it out to put out the flames. Kyla, you in the silence.
Nope. Am I
What do
silent?
you want to do?
Okay. Yeah, I'm in the silent zone. So basically, nobody ever expects the outdoor Kyla. I'm gonna
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
I'm gonna dive out that window and ready my bow to shoot anything that comes outside.
Okay, so you also make
Like
your way
Emlyn?
out the building. Okay, so you're
You
both
just
out.
see Emily running around
And
like
move
this.
Diggory,
Look, a rat.
dead Diggory can come over here, and let's
Some
give
kind of
dead
goat.
Diggory a appropriate
Can't see,
dead
it's
thing.
too dark.
I do imagine
That'd be good.
Kyla sees Emlyn in the distance running like cape flapping, Will Ferrell like.
Like the worst vampire you've ever seen.
Yeah, pretty much.
He probably
Skin
skips as he
flopping
runs.
places.
Yo, really quick, which way does that door open?
Which door?
The door that he's backed up to. Would I see it like open out?
It opens in, didn't it? I remember you saying that.
All the doors
Oh,
open.
he
All the doors
pulled-
open inwards. Yeah.
Yeah. So is light pouring out that, or?
Well, he hasn't opened it yet because I was jumping ahead. I'd moved ahead.
Then okay, yeah. Then I'll just be waiting outside.
Tulgar.
Stuff. Doesn't sound like I need to. But...
All right. Well,
Tulgar's
he's right
probably
there,
not as
right?
subtle.
I'm just gonna go over there and grapple him.
All right.
Please don't roll a 1. Okay. 23. Oh my god.
All right. For an old man,
Jesus.
what he doesn't make up for in youth, he clearly has some experience. As you attempt to grab him, and he kind of twists and turns into a spiral that makes him really
over here.
difficult to grip.
me hug
But
ya.
eventually, your brute force strength overcomes him as you just pretty much throw your huge arms around him and bear hug him into submission.
Then I'd try to walk him back into this room for my move. Can't.
You could literally lift
him
him
up.
off the ground and move him in there. As an elderly man, he probably was a fit, sprightly fellow in his youth, but he probably weighs a little more than about 160 pounds at the most right now. So, okay, you frog march him back into the silent room. Okay. Kyla waits patiently, and nothing comes out of that door. Ripley Miller, thank you for the cheer, my friend. Much love.
Would I have seen them come in through that door though? Because like the curtain's gone.
The curtain is... did you rip the curtain down? Emlyn just kind of pulled it aside and jumped out. So the question is, did you do the same, or would you have ripped the curtain down before climbing out?
Does the curtain like fall back in place?
The curtain probably is in place because originally he was like laying into it on the curtain. Like he was like half in, half out, pushing the curtain through the window, and it goes all the way to the floor.
I just thought like when he batted it to the side, it was drawn to the side.
Yeah, but I did that really just to get myself out. Not
Yeah, he
to,
kind of just
the
pulled
whole
it to
thing.
climb out the hole. So, Hobbs138, thank you for subscribing. Much love. We appreciate that. Take your pants off, hit your height.
Thank you. Take
I mean,
your pants off.
It's fine.
It would. I mean, put it this way: it would be just as easily for you to grab it and pull it aside again from the outside. So,
Yeah, but I wouldn't be able to hear what's going on the inside. It's more just whether or not I would have seen them go on the inside.
Well, I'll tell you what. It was pulled kind of this way, so I would say, give me a perception check with a successful with a 15 DC. You caught a glimpse of them coming in through the doorway through the crack.
Ah, no.
Close, but no cigar. Okay.
Okay, yeah, then I'm just keeping my eye out everywhere else, basically making sure that nothing.
All right. So
well,
Emlyn,
good happens.
the horses that he spoke of are outside.
Yeah,
there are
so
two tethered fine mares at the back of that building.
Yeah, pretty much my next several rounds will be me vampiric touching them and going to
You
the other
gotta
ones.
catch him first.
Well, if they're
Yeah,
tethered,
because horses
you know.
never fight back.
Just a circle.
Well, that's what I would. That would be what I'm planning to do.
Okay.
Try to
All
get
right.
as much out of them as possible.
So Emlyn, then, yeah, you want to basically attack a horse?
Pretty much.
What do we got? You got goats killing horses, horses killing horses.
All right. Yep. So you dive on the back of a horse. Are you just like going up to it and like attacking it, or
Well,
explain to me how you're attacking the horse?
Well, from the side, obviously, because I don't want to get kicked or
Okay,
headbutted.
so you come at it from the side and just gorge into its rib cage.
dig into it with my shadow reach.
All right, doing 15 points of necrotic damage to the horse.
I still 8 of that.
And yeah, you can get you some. All right. And that will end that horse. So that horse is dead.
Okay.
You pretty much dive on the horse, dig your claws into its side, tearing into its rib cage, and like rending it wide open. And the thing, pretty much for those that are outside to hear it, just goes and falls over dead.
Yeah,
The horse next to it panics and starts to buck, and whatever it is going to try to break free of its railings. Be +3.
Goodbye, horse.
And see if it can. Oh, easily. Okay, literally,
Jesus.
it kicks so hard it tears through. Like the bridle, or the rope doesn't break. The beam that the rope was tied to just goes and snaps as the horse spins and off into the distance as quickly as its horsey legs will carry it.
Goddamn horses. Goddamn 20s you're rolling. All right.
It certainly wasn't Bill or Rankin Samuelson, that's
Clip
for sure.
clop.
Clippity clop, clippity clop. Okay.
All of the good, strong horses get away.
All right. So it's still silenced in there. How long does your silence last?
Let me roll up.
You can end it whenever you want, right?
Yes, I can, but I don't want to. This is working pretty well.
Yeah. Let's see. Up to 10 minutes. So yeah, it's still in effect.
Quite a while here.
Okay.
Really, there is no combat going on right now, so pretty much you're all free to do what you want to do.
Just sit him in the chair and just, I guess, tie him up.
All right. You have some rope.
Yeah.
He will not struggle any further at this point. Seeing the dead body of Diggory with arrows in his back, he's suddenly reminded of his mortality, and that even if he valiantly wants to fight for the king, he literally is just wasting his life. So he's not going to try to fight you.
Yeah. Bad moves.
Yep. What's the dude in the hall doing? Kids in the hall.
Chill.
Kids
Old men in the
herd
hall.
Like me, you mean?
Yep.
Yeah. Children in the hallway.
I'm gonna walk back up here just to kind of see what's going on, and once I see him being tied up, I'm gonna walk back over and grab another glass of port because I don't want any. I wanted nothing to do with any of this in the first place, so I'm gonna get another little glass of wine and have a seat and just start very silently sipping everything.
I'm gonna go close the door.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Cool.
The door silently closes behind you.
Great.
All right. Yes. So you have a captive old man. Thomas Angrave is at your disposal. Emlyn, are you continuing to?
So I'm going to use my dash action, not chase after that horse because it's getting away from me. It's faster than me. And I'm going to go to the other horses at the other farm and rinse and repeat, basically.
All right, so you're going to go and make an attack on the other man's horses.
Yes, pretty much.
Okay.
I'm going to town.
Kyla, what about you?
I would assume after, 6 seconds of nothing happening there, I would probably be like, okay, he didn't escape. They got him. And I'd look in and see that.
Yeah. You want to clamber back in, or are you happy loitering outside?
I'm actually going to scout around the other windows of the house to make sure the others weren't alarmed by any of the sounds that may have happened.
All right, which way around the house are you going?
Just around the back.
Okay. Well, ironically, yes. So, when you get round to what would equally be this window here, you are able to see a familiar-looking woman outside, and she is helping what appears to be a teenage girl out of the window. So yes, they heard the kerfuffle in the hallway. They wouldn't have heard anything in the room, but once everything started kicking off in the hall itself, they overheard that and are trying to do their best to escape from the room.
I'm going to basically go back over to the window quickly, climb through, pat the other two on the shoulder, and be like, "You got to come with me." And then I'm going to look at the old man and I'm going to issue an order to Togar, be like, "Kill him." Outside. Let's
Okay,
go.
so show us what gestures are you using?
The gestures. So I'm going to go. I'm going to climb in and just be like, "Okay." Outside, and then I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna run back out and issue like a come along kind of thing.
All right. So what do you in the room want to do?
I see that and I take a seat. Right there.
Okay.
And I nod.
What are you doing, Thelonious?
I'm still sitting there drinking my port.
All right, so basically, your efforts were for naught, Kyla. They don't apparently give a shit, and they're not coming round the side of the... So, by the time you get back around there...
Because I wouldn't see you, Kyla. I'm looking at...
I patted you on the shoulder.
That's what he was saying. He wanted to come in the room between you and both be
I
like...
thought he was talking about Tolgar. I'm sorry.
No,
I
you and Tolgar.
Your attention.
Okay, then yes. Then if that was the case, then I'd look, and if you did, my curiosity would be interested because I don't care about any of this in the room, and I'd follow her directions.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, we're just going to push this outside to Morden's Hollow because it makes more sense at this point. So you guys are... I'm going to use this just to kind of show where you are. So you come around the side of the building, and about here, you can see the two women running with their skirts raised up around their knees as fast as they can in the direction of the tavern.
Oh no.
So
are we outside? So if we're outside, I'm gonna. What do you want me to do? What is it?
If they tell them what's happened, we're going to have to kill the whole town.
my god.
So what do you want me to do about it?
Kill them before they can do it.
Oh
So I'm
my
going to go ahead and shoot the lady twice and the girl once.
All right. So are you shooting the mom or the daughter? You wicked bitch.
Oh my
God.
god. What
The
is
mom first.
happening?
You can't have witnesses. You can't.
Which one are you murdering?
I'm murdering the mom first.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
All right.
Oh my god.
Take a shot at the mom then.
Jeez.
Okay.
Well,
not
let's
expecting this.
let's
We
get
really-
initiative
we really
because
lost
it
it
matters,
here
even though
tonight.
technically it doesn't. It does. So you two give me initiative rolls.
Oh shit.
Y'all.
I didn't Fargo anything.
Oh,
Tell me.
Ready?
I didn't
We're
know.
here to save the town. Murder, murder, murder.
Yeah, there will be no town to save by the time you two are finished.
I have
We're not here to save a town. We're here to kill a dude.
Right. Oh man.
Ooh.
So 19, 26,
Good, I'm glad
7,
you guys-
15. Okay, so we got a Kyla, Theo, Mom,
What do I
and
want to do? What?
This one is a surprise.
well, that's why initiative matters because of nothing. Okay, right, yeah. So Kyla, technically, you do have a surprise, and you are ahead of her in the initiative order.
This is a lot of damage.
So if you hit, her chances of survival are slim to none.
Whew.
Double damage dice, which was it's a D8, right? So I'll roll
The damage dice is a D8. Yep. So 14 plus you get an extra D8 plus 3D6. So
plus 3d6 sneak attack. Oh man, those are ugly dice, but
Wow.
all right.
Got
So the
D8
first arrow pretty much just Skyrim slow motion as it hits her right at the base of the spine, and she's like, and takes like no more steps as she lands flat. The girl continues to run past about 3 to 4 steps before she stops and realizes her mom's not running with her. She turns around to look,
and she's
Thelonious
Ah.
or Satchmo. You've got another. You've
I
got
have
a
a
second shot.
Hordebreaker shot, and
Yep.
then my other attack. So that's all going out. I built this specifically to kill 2 people at once.
Please kill her. I don't want to deal with that.
Thelonious is like,
This build is inspired by taking people into the
Thelonious
woods.
cunt. Oh look, my fireball went directly up in the air instead of.
Oops.
Oh, I tripped.
So she's a new target, and I beat her in initiative as well. Does this also get advantage?
I don't know, to be honest. What does it say?
Okay.
I honestly do not know the answer to that because I know you do on your primary target. I don't know if you do on a secondary target.
You have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't had a turn in combat yet. So yes. With assassinate.
Then you do. I won't argue with that. It's really not going to matter much anyway. If you hit, I think this. If you killed Mom. So that's 16 damage to the kid,
Oh, jeez.
plus the extra.
You think she'll survive?
Oh yeah, totally.
This is where you find out she is actually the demon. No, I'm kidding. It's entirely too delicious to let you just butcher and murder pathetic, innocent people. Yeah. Pretty much, she takes an arrow boom, to the base of the skull, and you can't see it, but it kind of went underneath the soft part below her skull and actually just come out of her mouth, and she falls down to the ground dead. Congratulations, you have murdered 2 innocent women. Round of applause.
And you call Emlyn the monster for killing horses.
I never denied once. Isla is pretty awful. Okay. She has a job. To do.
Yep. There are 2 dead bodies now laying outside. Now it is dark and everybody is outside, except for Tolgar. Emlyn, you're kind of over here right now.
Yeah.
Moving your way stealthily around the side of the next slightly smaller house towards the stable. You two are over here, out in the streets, or streets really is a terrible description, out in the field that has houses in it. Give me a perception check, all three of you. Tolgar, you don't get one because you're inside and you're still in a zone of silence.
Okay.
Yay!
Emlyn, your bloodlust is clearly your main focus. Okay. So as Kyla admires her two awesome shots, as Emlyn is licking his lips as he walks towards the next horse with anticipation of how much blood he can draw and how much he can heal his rotting corpse, Theo is disgusted probably to some degree with what's happening and is therefore more aware as he hears rustling in the trees some 30 to 40 feet behind him.
Kyla, you said there was things lurking about in the forest?
Yes.
Yeah, they're here right now.
I was hoping they would clean this up. Let's go.
Gonna go inside the house.
Oh, okay, I guess I follow right behind her.
Romeo's Revenge, thanks for the sub, man. 22 months for you. Much love.
Pants up.
Take your pants off, hit the height. Alright, so you guys are going to leave the two bodies and just run back in the house real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to run around the front and go in through the front door? Or you want to go in through the side window that's already open right by where you are? Or do you want to go all the way around the back and go through the living room window where Tolgar is?
Let's just go right back in.
Yeah, I'd want to get in as whatever is the quickest way back in.
Alright, okay. Yeah, so that would be right from the side bedroom and into that room. Let's go back in the house then. And, yeah, that's a thing. I'll show you the room that you're now in. Okay. So you guys pretty much came into this room.
Ooh.
Alright, so once you enter the room, you can see it is lavishly furnished. It has a huge big bed. It's got like a bedside table on either side. There appears to be a chest locker at the bottom of the bed. A wardrobe. A nice comfy looking chair in the corner. Behind the bed, there's actually curtains that are pulled aside to depict a huge big diorama of what looks like a knight with no helmet on, laying next to a dead horse, and he has got a sword in his left hand, and he is he's like mid-swing, and there appears to be some hideous-looking creature. Probably it's an ogre, maybe a troll. It's art. Could be interpretational, who knows. But the head is flying into the air. So basically, it looks like some knight chopping the head off of some troll or ogre as his horse lays dead on the ground next to him. Both of you give me a perception roll.
Yep. Ooh.
Nice.
Cool.
Alright, both of you, you're a little slower on the uptake, Theo, but both of you recognize it looks to be probably the man that Tolgar has in the chair, but much, much younger.
Yeah. Asshole. I'm gonna go ahead and close the window behind us.
Okay. Alright. And let the curtains flow back in. Yeah, they didn't break their window, they just opened it, so...
Close that curtain.
But yeah, other than that, you've got pretty much what you see in the room. There's some parchment and quill sitting on this bedside table, as well as a little brass candelabra. On the other side seems to be a book, and the book is kind of open but laying face down, like pages facing down onto the bedside table itself.
Yeah, I'd be more interested in the parchment in the book more than the chest.
Okay.
And I'm sure Kyle is probably the opposite.
No, I'm actually more interested in the man in the other room. I'm
Oh,
gonna
okay.
Go ahead and just.
Heyo.
All right. Okay.
Kick
Well,
open this
I'm
door.
going to take my time.
Alrighty
I'll
then.
get all the things in the room then.
We'll have
Oh, I should have
time
actually
later.
turned that door around, shouldn't I? Let me open it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I'm going right over here, and basically I'll just see Tolgar sitting there.
That depends on what Tolgar decided to do while you were all outside playing murder.
I'm sitting on the chair. I got my axe. I'm kind of leaning on the ground. I guess my sword. I'm kind of leaning on it, drinking some tea, just waiting. And then you walk in. I go, "Oh, Carla."
I would say by now
10 minutes.
it's probably
No.
been a good 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, it's 6-second combat rounds, but when you're actually climbing out of windows, running around the house, all that sort of stuff, time is burning a lot faster, obviously. So,
Where have you been?
You had one job, Tolgar. One job.
What job?
Would you help me with this one?
What? Kill him?
No, we can't have him turning the whole town against us now, can we?
No, but we gotta wait for Emlyn. It's for him.
Oh, right.
feed him to
Yes.
our pet Emlyn. All right. Well, yeah, he's just going to say you're as wicked as I expected, aren't you? In my youth, I'd have killed folk like you. I'd have put you to death.
Well, in my youth, I would... Oh, right. I'm going to go ahead and tip this table up on its side and roll it in front of that window.
Okay.
So that cuts that escape off. And then be like, Tolgar, don't let him leave.
I wasn't planning on it.
Right,
He's tied up.
right. And good thinking. I'm proud of you.
There it is. Yay.
It's
And then I'll
interesting
go
for
back and
someone
check
so
out-
weak to say they're proud of me, but okay. Thanks.
It's almost been a week. And then I'll check out the chest.
Ah,
Probably full of clothes. Not that I mind. I like me a new pair of shoes.
There you go.
hooray.
But Thelonious should probably leave the bar.
Okay, so you guys are doing all of that. Let's go back outside to Emlyn real quick. So Emlyn, you are stalking up on the next horse. Give me a... because of all the noise and stuff, these horses are a little bit more spooked than the other ones were. So give me a sneaky stealth
Okay.
check.
Eh.
12? Okay. The horses are like... like they're sensing something's about, but they haven't necessarily seen you as you rear round the corner and charge across the opening towards the horse. Make your attack.
All right. It's here we go. Oof.
All right, you lunge at the horse. As you do so, it suddenly sees you with its side peripherals, spins around to the side, and you swat at thin air. Both horses now panic, and we'll see if they are able to break their tethers or no.
No, please, no. I need you. I need you so bad. Shit.
Stop, lunge, stop!
Be weaker.
Okay, one of them rips his bridle, the bridle rips clear from the post and
Damn
he
it.
takes off. The other one, however, is struggling as it's pulling its head and is not able to escape.
Okay, I will try. I will try again. I
So
need you.
second round of attack, you can attack that particular one.
Oh, for the love of Pete!
Oh my god, you're the worst vampire ever.
I don't have it.
Alright, you swatted it again, and yet again, it manages to sidestep you, and it will try once again to break free. Okay, you notice that the bridle is starting to slip, and it's beginning to pull as it's pulling its distance back. So it looks like it will probably get free on the next round.
Okay, final.
You may have one more attempt.
Oh my god, please.
14.
Come
That
on.
is a hit.
Oh, thank you.
And 14 necrotic damage is enough to kill it. Right as it breaks free, you have a desperate leap, and you manage to dig your claws in and rake it down its back, and the creature falls to the ground dead.
Yay.
All of this just to get healed. I don't know. Right, that was going on while y'all were turfing over tables and motioning to kill old men. Thelonious, what were you doing in this in the few rounds that have
like I said,
occurred?
I was looking at since Kylo left, I was just looking at everything in the room that I could kind of find.
Okay, give me. So you can probably let's kind of depends what you're going to do before anyone else gets back. So tell me what you're doing first.
First, I'd go right here to the parchment. and
Okay,
see what's
it's
going on.
blank parchment and quill.
Okay, and then on both sides of the paper, nothing.
Yeah, no, it's just
Okay, then
paper
I'd,
for
I'd
writing,
walk
but
over to
no
the
one's
book.
bothered to write.
I'd walk over to the book on the other side next.
Okay, you pick it up. It is a fairly old book. Books are always interesting. This one is entitled "The Love Affair of Sir Thomas Wainwright." It's a love story. It's a novel. This was probably her side of the bed.
Okay. There's nothing else. There's no.
Each
it,
one
huh?
of these has a drawer.
Okay.
If you're checking the drawers in, I
would have checked both drawers if I was over there.
the drawer on this side, when you pull it out, you basically find a small silver holy symbol to Pelor.
Okay.
And you also find 3 candles and a flint and steel, like a tinder.
Okay.
On this side, you find 3 or 4 candles and a flint and tinder as well, and a small money pouch containing coinage.
All right. With that seal of Pelor, I assume that's just like a cross necklace, essentially. Like
Sort of,
that doesn't have any.
It's like a little emblazoned sun emblem.
Okay. Yeah, I would take the coins, just put in my pocket, and just shuffle over. There's none of this really interests me so far. And then, depending on whether Kylie gets back in the room or not, I would have made my way over to the chest as well.
You're probably at the chest, pondering how to open it whenever Kyler gets over there. It does have a lock on it.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, it has a padlock. Obviously, it looks like it needs a key, which you don't currently have. But and you didn't find looking in any of the drawers or anything either.
Okay.
But yeah, Kyler will walk back in.
Okay.
So you're muted, Satch.
The silent spell's still kicking in.
Yeah.
She hasn't figured out that it's gone yet.
Yeah. Could you open this chest, please?
Let me ask nicely. Open, please.
It doesn't.
Oh, would you look at that?
Why are you like that, Kyla? I didn't ask you to do something nice, and you have to quip at me.
Well, I figure, given that you haven't seen me actually pick any locks ever, you would know.
But I thought you'd give it the old university try.
Yeah, I don't have anything for that, unfortunately. Tell you what, I'll take a look around the chest because it's in a bedroom. I don't think it's necessarily secure as it is decorative. I'm gonna look at the hinges and see how they're constructed.
Okay. It's a sturdy. It is a sturdy, well-made, iron-bound chest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying you couldn't break into it, but you'd need something heavy and either hammery or axey to do it.
While she's looking at that, I would walk over to this, whatever that is, and take a look if I can.
To what? That is a wardrobe.
I'll rifle through it to see if I can find a key, like in the underwear drawer.
All right. Nope, there's no key as such, but there is on the left-hand side is a variety of different dresses and blouses and women's clothes. On the right-hand side is some mothballs and some musty old man clothes.
Okay, then I'm gonna look behind the painting on the wall.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Probably in there.
All right. You want to like see if what do you want to do? Like try to remove it or?
Yeah, kind of get up on the bed and on the mattress and see if there's like it hinges open or if I can remove it or anything behind it, like either taped on the back of the painting itself or the wall.
And I'll check under the rug, seeing that and taking a hint.
All right. Okay. No, you do not find a key. The painting seems to basically just be resting on a couple of large hooks. It's fairly easy to lift it up. It's kind of like a hollow canvas behind, and quite honestly, could have been a pretty good place to hide something. But there's nothing hidden there.
All right. I'll hop
Is there
on
anything
down.
under the rug?
Nothing under the rug.
Okay.
Okay, so
Mattress with
Tolgar,
that
you're
frame.
playing with the old man. Do you want to do anything?
You say Tolgar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm sitting. Oh, my map's going crazy. I'm just babysitting at this point.
Okay, all right. In that case, Emlyn, after you have butchered as many horses as there are available to butcher, are you returning?
Is
or
there anything else that's tied up that I could see in the dark? Or
you can hear some clucking coming from inside the stable area.
yeah, I'm gonna go in there and just do all my business.
All right, roll a d8.
This is all the help I'm gonna get, isn't it?
This is how many chickens you can murder. 4 of
Hey.
them. Okay. So you get another 4 points from the chickens.
Oh, okay. Yay.
You're like a fox in the hen house running around.
Yeah,
You
pretty
sick,
much.
twisted man.
All right,
Okay.
that's what I'm doing for the next few. Yeah.
All right, that's what you're doing. So with nothing yielded in the room itself in regarding to a key, Kyla and Thelonious.
I would just go back over to the other room.
Okay. As soon as you walk in, the old man looks at you and he says, "We really should talk. You know, you're the only one that seems to have any morals or any common sense."
Right.
Yes, believe me. Tolgar, he was clearly talking to me.
Oh.
Despite the fact that you have murdered my friend Diggory.
Well, I did. Well,
not you, but your companions, and despite the fact that
Now's
your
the time to tell us everything.
vile
you know about
creature
power
threatened
and
the-
then the creatures.
See,
Then we
Thomas,
can let you go.
I think the irony here is just so sweet in the fact that now you have left us at sort of an impasse of, well, if we do one thing, it's very bad, and if we do one thing, it's also bad as well. So we have to do what we need to do to give ourselves self-preservation. Do you not see how...
You talking to the old man or Tolgar?
No, the old man.
He says, "Yes, but as it stands right now, there is only one person died tonight.
Yep.
And he doesn't know.
No, I know. That's why I didn't say anything.
And I would still see that there is a possibility here to avoid more pointless death. But
I agree.
But I will be honest with you, I trust not your companions. I will willing to speak to you, and perhaps you have some small degree of honor hidden underneath that grey hat of yours."
He's got a rabbit under there.
How bad thing was.
I saw it myself.
Yeah, I'd grab the stool here and just kind of pull it up next to him and have a seat.
I will not talk in front of your friends. I want to talk to you alone.
Well, I do need some sort of... You did hold a knife up to my neck.
I understand, but you are clearly a wizard of sorts, and obviously my knife lays there on the ground, and I have no other weapons. I could possibly... I have but my bare, old, meager hands, and you have the arcane arts at your disposal. Are you really frightened of me?
I feel like you're butting me up a little bit, but I do appreciate the compliment. No, I'm not that afraid of you, to be honest. Tolgar, if you wouldn't
have my
mind-
word. I will try not to commit you to any harm. I just want to discuss things in a more civilized manner.
Well, being a man of Pelor, I assume your word is your bond, so I believe you.
Okay.
And I'll say,
All right.
if you wouldn't mind just waiting outside to make sure no one comes in or out.
Just say something if you need me. Send the bunny out.
Absolutely. Will do.
Are you closing the door or are you leaving it open?
No, I think I'd leave it open. Or I guess that's up to Tolgar.
I was gonna leave it cracked open so I
Okay.
could hear what's going on.
Then he will instinctively say, your friend is no doubt listening on the other side of the door. This will not do.
Tolgar, would you please shut the door completely?
You just see it go, and close.
There, are you happy now? Are all of the circumstances perfect for you to have a chat now?
Things are far from perfect.
Well, it's more of a matter of speaking, but yes, please indulge me. Tell me everything at this point.
Well, I don't know what everything is, but if I had the means, I would have acted myself. I don't have the means. But I do have knowledge and a keen mind, which I appreciate you probably have as well.
Yes, did you have a painting commissioned of yourself hanging in your own bedroom?
My wife had it done, and he goes a little bit red. My wife insisted that it was done. It was it was the scene that brought us together. I slew a coven of trolls to rescue a fair maiden who I ended up marrying.
Well, that's very, very sweet indeed. So then I'm sure, sounds like you have some sort of knowledge of possibly what's going on, or even though your body has failed you by this point, your mind still seems like it works fine, so I'm sure you've come up with some sort of plan, if you had the means, which you possibly do now, that you would put into action.
Well, there was something I was going to suggest that the last group would try, but they seemed very wholeheartedly that they wanted to act with the element of surprise, so they instead, under cover of night, tried to rush the tower, and that ended badly. Your initial discussion of what you thought might be an idea, I don't disagree with, but have one small suggestion instead.
Please, I'm all ears.
This is why I didn't want to discuss this in front of anybody else, sir. Why not wait the 2 days? Take the girl that's with you, that my wife indicated is probably a virgin. Use her as bait and tie her to the stalks and lay in wait for the beast.
Well, let me ask you a question. Can they sense virginity? or are they just taking your word for it?
I believe that the creature itself that he sends knows the difference.
That is a weird creature, I have to admit. But I don't believe Kyla.
I suppose it is the innocence that they smell. I don't know how demons and devils
Yes,
function.
I don't think they smell much innocence on that girl, unfortunately. She has far. Well,
so she has, in fact, been sullied then.
Solid. This guy's an asshole.
Then,
I mean,
under normal circumstances, I would not suggest anybody would consider what I'm about to suggest, and in truth, I'm disgusted with myself for having to suggest it. But there's a young couple that are at the tavern that are being groomed. They are yet to wed. The girl would make the perfect decoy. Take her instead. Obviously, you're planning to kill the beast, so you'd be acting to save her before the worst happened. But take her into the woods. I would have had Diggory show you the way, but unfortunately, I don't think that's a thing that he's going to be doing. So I'll have to take you myself. But I will take you into the woods on the morrow, show you where the offering post is, and then the day after, you'll take the young girl from the tavern, tie her to the post, and wait for it to ride out to claim her.
have you chosen from the virginity hat yet? Does she know this is going to happen? Or can we like rig up a system to be like, oh, it's Abigail Summer or whatever her name is, and she has to just go?
She's not somebody from here, so she's not going to agree to be her name to be put in the hat. We would have just chosen her and not drawn from the hat given the opportunity.
Thomas, I have to say your moral compass is all over the place.
My moral compass is far from clean. I used to be a pious and honorable man, but I have had to make decisions and choices that have led me down a path of wickedness myself. I still see my own morality as justified to some degree above the choices of your own, for I make these choices to save the many. I understand that I'm sacrificing the few. I don't pretend that I will go to Pelor's halls when I pass away. I don't pretend at all that anybody would understand the decisions that I have made. But you're a learned and educated man. You could see and understand how, faced with nothing but terrible choices, that perhaps I've chosen the smallest and least horrendous of them.
Actually, I do. I fully admire your plan and the course of action you've taken. It's just before it's a mismatch to me a bit, but
it's nothing I could have ever suggested for any other group of heroic warriors or, anyone of any level of morality. But it seems to me that you are all of as damaged and warped moral compass as myself. So for you,
we
perhaps
tried to tell you that in the beginning.
Well,
if you listened. We were admitting straight out, like, we're not the best people, and you just decided to act on your wrist. Okay, so will you be in on the ruse, then, if we pull what's-her-name's name out of the hat, and she has to go? We'll have the support of the town?
But I want to ask you something, and I want you to tell me the truth.
Sure.
Would I lie to you?
Good thing this is not talking.
That foul creature that accompanies you that says it means to do harm to the king.
Yes.
Is this just something that it desires, or is this a goal of your troop, your companions?
No, I wouldn't so much call us a troop as just a group of individuals who have a very thin connecting tissue to one another of what we need to do. What he does on his own free accord is his deal. And to be honest, I don't think he'd quite be capable of pulling off a plan of what he's expecting to do.
So,
I mean, you've seen him. He can't even attack a horse.
You all seem incredibly intent on pursuing this man into the...
Yes.
Regardless of the dangers that you have been warned against, so you clearly have either a deep-seated vendetta or clearly covet something that he has.
And that's really, we all sort of want something he is or has. So, but beyond that, I don't really care what happens to the town or the tower or the king.
If you succeed in whatever it is you're doing.
Mm-hmm. What was it? I'm sorry.
Does it have any attachments? Do you have any feelings towards it?
No.
Then if I am in compliance and help you save my town and wreak your vengeance, you must help me destroy that vile thing before you leave town.
Thomas, I don't think you're in much of a position to bargain at all.
Then I will tell you not what I know, and you can kill me here and do whatever it is you will, because I will not turn against the crown.
I wouldn't have that. I'm going to look around. I would never turn on my friends, Thomas. I'll absolutely turn on my friends, Thomas.
As long as you will help me destroy that vile creature so that it cannot try to do harm to our great and noble king.
But we will need him first, you see. We can't destroy him now.
I understand. As I said, after. When it is done. We must destroy that fiend.
I speaketh the truth more than ever speaketh before. You have my word.
Sounds about right.
As I said, there are numerous things afoot that are dark and wicked demons that prowl the woods just to stop people leaving the town. Oh, they seem to normally be quite willing to allow people to come here. But it seems strange why they attacked you, and in broad daylight. That's a puzzle. They've never done that before. They've never attacked anybody coming into town, and never in broad daylight. But this man you claim to speak of, I have never seen a man. But as I said, there is a dark and vile woman that occupies that tower, and she has winged beasts or harpies, whatever they may be, that are at her beck and call.
Yes, if I have gathered from my compatriots, actually, I believe he does travel with someone that fits that description, so it sort of adds up. Maybe that's her right-hand woman that he uses to go do his bidding?
She is the only one that we have seen. It is always her that comes and makes the proclamations, but the thing that they send afoot to do their mischief, it is a strange creature. It almost has the body of a strong and large stallion that is grey in skin and coated with armor. But the armor is unnatural. It is not worn. It is part of it. It has the torso of a man, but huge muscular arms and a huge demonic head.
Would I, as Thelonious, know what he's talking about?
Do you have... Let's see, you've got Knowledge Arcane, right?
I
Who
do.
has that summoning book?
I do. Or do I have that, or does Kyla have that?
I don't know.
Or does Kyla have the tablet? I think I have the summoning book, right? And
You
Kyla
have
has
the
the tablet?
summoning book, she has a tablet, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
How much have you been looking at that book?
I would, every time I'd stop, I always have my
in
nose in
that
the book.
case, then
so.
I will give you, with the book,
Okay.
I will give you a, let's see, give me an Arcana roll, but you can have advantage on it because of the book.
Okay. Yeah.
Ooh, there it is.
All right.
Okay. So when you hear him describe this thing, basically you kind of get a weird eerie...
Natural 20!
That was a bit late, but okay, fair enough. We'll take it. You get a weird kind of creepy shudder because you remember reading about something that fit that description. Let me pull it up here, and then I will describe it to you. I'll describe it to you more betterer. Let's see, was it in that one? No, was it this one? Yes, it was in this one, I think. Or is this one that I actually printed? Hang on a second, sorry. I had all this stuff ready to roll, and now I can't find it. But I'll pull it up here. It's the advantage of streaming. You have computers at your fingertips.
Yay.
Right. Here we go. Right. Well, absolutely bugger all's pulling this thing up now. I know I printed it out. Where is it? I apologize. Give me just a second.
What's in the box? What's in the
Right?
box?
In it.
No. We're not doing that.
Yeah, you need to do
You're
that.
muted.
Oh, I'm not saying anything worthwhile. It's all good.
I'm sure.
He makes no sense.
It's killing time, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Check it. How's your weekend?
Yeah, I had all this
Thanks.
up last
Great
session,
weekend.
and now I don't have the damn Windows. I'm trying to find it.
Did a lot of role playing this weekend.
A lot of role playing, man.
Have any sandwiches you can endorse?
Not sandwiches to endorse, but I did have sandwiches.
Can
Were
you
they
tell
endorsed?
people the
Dude,
story you told
sandwiches.
me?
No, I'm not going to tell that story.
Oh.
Ooh, that's what I refer to as a curved inlet. It's when you.
Oh, right. I got it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't
There
have to
we
tell the story.
Damn it.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, I'm so glad that you've put that there. Damn, that's not going to work. Hold on.
Okay.
Hey, Jane.
Stupid
Yeah.
website.
They're opening up Ike's Sandwiches in Vallejo.
That's really close to you. Wait.
That's like 5 minutes away from me.
I know. Wait, you had to drive how far to get to
Like
one?
20 plus minutes.
Mm.
And now it's right at
I
my
was just
fingertips.
talking about Ike's today.
Okay, here you
I was
go.
thinking
I got
about
it.
Ike's today.
Sorry. sorry, everyone. Okay, so here's what I can tell you about it.
Yeah.
You do recall a whole bunch of things.
Okay.
You remember that it can, like, from what it says, is it has the ability to expel lightning from its body. It can see in the dark as well as any predator known to man. Let's see here. Yeah, as I said, obviously, you've already got the description of it. But I mean, they're incredibly strong. They can fight because they have an equine build. They can fight with they can kick with their hooves as well as strike with their arms.
So don't get behind it.
That would be smart.
Okay.
They are known to be able to speak the common language as well as that of a demon kind, like Abyssial.
Okay.
Their very nature is magical, so they strike with magical blows. And they have a variety of possible resistances.
Okay, but I don't know what they are, even on a 20.
Well, it seems to be that it varies from beast to beast. It could be that they have resistance to certain types of weapons, materials, magic. It really depends. When they're summoned, they sometimes have different traits. Like no Armonite is exactly the same as another. And that's what it is, an Armonite.
Okay.
But that's all you... Basically, at least you now, with that information, you know exactly what you're up against.
Yeah, it's a bad boy. Okay. All right. So I'll say, all right. So is this accompanied by the woman, or does the beast? Is that what comes in?
They generally send it out to claim the virgin. It is what comes. It is what rides out. My feeling is that if you can destroy it first, obviously, once you have done so, you will have to prepare yourself to deal with whatever lies beyond in the tower, because no doubt they will come. But I feel that if you destroy its greatest warrior, its toughest adversary, then perhaps it will give you more of a fighting chance. Believe me, you do not wish to fight this thing and the winged demons that the woman orders and commands at the same time. It would be beyond anybody.
Yes, your classic divide and conquer technique.
Precisely. Destroy this creature before it has time to return, and no doubt they will, when it does not return, they will realize and send forth vengeance upon us, but at that point, perhaps you'll be ready to strike yourselves. I feel the team before you put in too much faith in their own abilities and tried to fight everything at once head-on. And it was too much for them, and it would be too much for you too, no matter how brave and valiant you feel you are, or in your case, despicable and vile.
Well, there's no need for name-calling now, Thomas. We're being civil and polite here. Past all that. Speaking of the chest in your bedroom, would there happen to be any items in there that could help us on our quest of completing this?
I have a sword that I used to wield. Unfortunately, it is little in comparison to probably what you may already possess. I don't know. You're welcome to it if it'll help. Beyond that, it is my riding boots, satchel, and leather bag, and I'm sure you've probably already broken into it and looked. So, and of course, my fortune, my wealth.
We have not. We are not animals, Thomas.
We'll murder your wife and child.
He
but
doesn't know
theft
that.
is not. No, I know that, but theft is beyond us, and that's what I'm hearing.
And I have not done any of those things.
Oh, you certainly have not.
I have not. So
You're
I'm
a
speaking
good boy,
100.
Thelonious.
I'm speaking 100% truthful, which is what my whole angle is. In case he ever tries to insight check, I'm like, no, I'm telling the truth.
Yes.
Doesn't denote which group he's referring to. He could be specifically referring to himself and
My rabbit under my hat.
the rabbit he's at.
Exactly.
Okay, so he basically was saying he has nothing. Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, nothing that he thinks is of
Okay.
real value to you.
Would you mind if we just took a look? We noticed it was locked, and I just wanted to come in here and politely ask if you could tell us the location of the key.
If you're going to rob me, you're going to do it anyway. He reaches inside his tunic and pulls out the key. Here.
Thank you. Well, it's not so much robbing, is it? We now have a common goal, and I'm just trying to get all of the things that could help us achieve it. We're all on the same team at this point.
I don't see how my money is going to help you achieve this, but
Oh, wait, I don't care about the money.
at this
Please.
point, if you are successful and save the town, I would have paid heroes anyway.
Well, we tried to do it the good way, and here we are. So we just have to go forward as we see fit.
Well,
Sorry, I guess.
Whatever you're going to do, that is my best suggestion, and if you're going to try it, at least I'd see you with the best chance of success. But we do have an accord. After,
Yes, we do.
After.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right. So get on with the rigging of the pulling, and we'll go from there. I'll.
As I said, there'll be no pulling.
Oh, well, I just mean
We'll have to go and
Yes.
take the girl.
Yes. We'll do that. I'll tell my friends what the plan is. Not telling about the after part.
They no doubt will not struggle because they will have been drugged by now.
Who's that?
The young girl and boy
Oh,
that are at the tavern.
okay. Good. All right. Wonderful. So sounds like we have a plan. Ready, break. And I'll turn back and walk out the door and tell Tolgar, Tolgar,
Yeah.
we do need to keep him alive. I will explain.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. Oh, did you hear the whole thing?
Oh, no, for Emlyn, right?
Oh, no. He needs to survive the evening.
How?
He's going to help us reach the tower.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes, so I'll explain when everyone gets together, so I'm not repeating myself. I do not like to repeat myself.
Sounds delightful.
So cut him loose.
Cut him loose. No.
Oh, well, he has to partake in, again, I shall explain later. You have to trust me.
No, I'm not. I can't cut him loose. He's going to run.
He will not run. We had
Where's
a
he
very...
going? Hi, Kylo.
I don't know if he's going to go anywhere, to be honest. I think this is his home. He's going to stay here until he needs to do his part of the plan tomorrow.
You are muted, Kylo.
So what I was going to say is, while that entire conversation went on, which is about 10 minutes, what is Kyla up to, and what is Emlyn up to?
So Kylo is probably just going through the clothes and finding anything that might fit, and then was going to go check out the other room.
Okay, there are plenty of clothes that would fit Kyla.
Fashion show.
Fashion show. I mean, everything from dresses to riding breeches to, kind of feminine yet semi-masculine blouses and stuff like that. practical things that a young girl of means might wear when she goes a riding and stuff. But obviously several flowery and ornate dresses of reasonable quality, so feel free to steal whatever you wish from hers. His stuff probably wouldn't fit you because it's too big.
Changed in a long time.
Sorry?
Myself a little bit, and then I'm going to check out the other room, and then take a look in there, what's going on. Make sure everything's...
Okay. Well, the other room is a bedroom as well. The bed is very well made, doesn't look particularly slept in. It has 2 bedside tables either side. Neither one has a candelabra or anything, leading you to think that maybe this is either a guest room or... It's kind of a bit of a weird thing because it's like, okay, but where does the girl sleep? Like, it doesn't look like this is a feminine room. So it's hard to believe that this is her room. And indeed, there is a metal shield and a large axe. The shield is laying up against the wall. The large axe is kind of laying on a low chest of drawers. Seems a little odd, but...
yeah, I'm going to check what's in the thing with the axe on it.
Okay. All right. So you pull that out, and you find more female clothes. They're a little larger, probably a little older looking. Give me a insight check.
Am I going to be very upset about what I'm learning here?
Okay. So you're drawing some conclusions here that this room probably belongs to the older woman.
Yeah.
And that, based on the clothes that you found in the wardrobe next to the man's, the younger one is probably who sleeps in that room with him.
Protect her.
Oh, come on. No.
What?
Yo, that's some fucked up shit.
I'm gonna grab that axe there.
Okay. It's a nice, fine quality axe. Doesn't look like it's really had much use.
Mm-hmm. Then it looks like there's something under that pillow. I don't know if it's just the thing, but I'm gonna check out what's going on over here. Look at these anyway.
So what are you looking at?
I'm gonna look in the... Is that something I see there? Is that just like the...
No, it's just a big throw of pillows.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no object sticking out from underneath that one pillow.
Look in the side drawer because I don't know that the key exists yet.
Okay. You root through there. You find a flint and steel and a handful of candles. That's all you find. On the other side, there is nothing.
Okay. I'll take the flint and steel, maybe one of the candles, just in case we need one. Sounds good.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna work my way out here and take a look. And probably at some point notice that Togar was then kicked out, and eventually Thelonious came out and started.
And what's Emlyn doing?
Seeing no opportunity outside and not wanting to cause more trouble in the town, even though part of me really wants to just break into houses and kill people, I will return to the house.
All right, so you're heading back. Well, in that case, then, for argument's sake, let's have all of you pretty much reconvene. As Thelonious pretty much said he wanted to wait and not repeat himself. So, so basically you all eventually get back together. So Thelonious has your ears.
So I'd pretty much go over the whole plan and say, so that's why we need to keep him alive.
Do not untie him. That man is evil.
Which one of you rolled the natural 20?
I did for the Arcana check.
And
then
Satch did too.
Satch was the first one, though.
Yep. Hold on. Because I haven't awarded that yet.
Well, I can tell he's evil. I mean,
Okay, no. Open that door. Make sure he's not gotten free.
So you got a natural 20,
I'm
and then
gonna
Satch
check
got one as well.
to make sure he's still there.
Yeah, because we haven't untied him yet.
And I'm
or
hoping
anything.
indeed he is.
All right, so
still
it was
there.
actually Snugs that rolled the first one, right?
Okay.
No, Satch.
I mean, Satch, rather, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead.
Killing
And tag
ladies.
that.
Satch?
Lady killer.
There you go.
Look at him.
There you go, Lady Killer. Ninja and Baddie. You've got Goldses, Kuzza, Satches.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for believing.
Uh-huh.
Okay, right, back to it.
Thelonious, earlier you went through the clothes in the drawers there, yes?
Well, I mean, sort of. They're just clothing.
Yes.
That,
They were about my size. See,
yes,
you're intelligent.
yes.
You understand that wouldn't have the kind lady who gave us the tea?
Oh, you're saying that the one we killed outside was the one sleeping with him?
The older lady went in that room. The both of them climbed out of that room, right?
Yes.
The clothes in that room, which it's a much more modest bed, mind you, happen to feature larger
Spanx.
No, I understand. Yes. I understand.
to
I didn't-
preserve his.
A lot of really stretched out
As
black
it was.
leggings.
He seems to have also violated her. I understand I may have taken that a bit further by ending her life, but of course, self-preservation here. But
We're not.
this bastard live.
I understand he's who? I mean, who cares if he's a vile man? We need to use him as a tool to help us do what we need to do.
They pointed to the woods in a certain direction earlier. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So when he gets out of that room, the first thing he's going to want to do is see his lover and then wife.
Yes.
I mean, daughter and wife.
Mm-hmm.
Is there no problem there?
Yeah, I understand it. Well, what if we say we saw them escape?
If we say we saw them escape,
Because he thinks they probably did.
where would they have gone first? Probably the inn.
Who knows? I just mean he thinks that. So thinking this through, the reason he wanted peace was so that they could escape. He thinks they escaped. So let's just keep going with it. Let's pretend we don't even know where they are or that they existed in the first place. He would have no idea.
But
Very well.
we're supposed to wait here for 2 days
Yes?
for this plan.
There are 2 bodies out there.
Are they still out there?
I'm not going out this time of night with everything walking around. And he
I'll bring them
tried
back.
to bite me. Did you see it?
Who tried to bite you?
You.
No, I tried to scratch you.
Yes, with your hand maws, whatever they are.
Emlyn fights like a girl.
I only did that because you shot my potential source of energy.
If you really want to get some energy going, there's a useless man in the other room who's
No. Are you not listening to me? We need him for the first plot of the plan. He told me one of the creatures that is the one coming out and taking the people in the first place, and it's an Ammonite, which I don't know if you know about these creatures. I know all about them.
Can
They
I do
are-
a
they
search?
evolve into like kabutops.
You may make a knowledge arcana roll.
Even
When
if
it
it's
says
not-
I
that.
also have religion, by the way, so.
Yeah, it's not going to be religion.
I would tell you all about him anyways. So
No.
even if you fail, I'd give you the lowdown.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you would know that they are some kind of demonic creature that is like half demon, half horse, and that they're armored. And but you probably wouldn't know all the specifics about like they can piss lightning out of their body and all kinds of crazy stuff.
I would tell you though, they piss lightning out of the body. And I would say, I mean, clearly he was of some renown of a knight, judging by the picture. That is him in the bedroom. So he does have a mind for these sort of tactics. And he did suggest that if we divide and conquer, essentially, we could isolate this first creature, take care of it, and then proceed to make our path slightly easier.
It's a good idea. Good tactics.
That's what I think so as well. But we need him to start that off, or else everything will get hectic. Not like it hasn't already, but just to try from this point to make things as streamlined as possible.
Okay, so this is the way we do it. We keep him tied up. And then when the time comes for us to go to the place and set up the thing, he's still tied up.
But how will the town know that we are to do this lottery thing?
No,
They already know, and
he's rigged it, essentially. There's already a target in the tavern, and apparently she's been drugged. So
they'll already be taking her out there.
It's already happened. But we need him to be the spearhead of this so the entire town doesn't realize that something is afoot in a very bad way.
Well, tomorrow morning when the town wakes up, they'll see 2 corpses. So we obviously have to get them.
Yes. I would say that would be the other option is saying, oh, the creatures got them because they were out past curfew. I don't know, but it would probably be smartest to just retrieve them now.
Creatures got them with arrows.
Well, they could be fang bites. People are. Is there a doctor here? Probably not.
I mean, there's no surprise here that this man is vile, considering what this whole town is complicit in doing.
That's what I'm saying. Who cares about that's secondary to me. I don't care. I want to use him to help us achieve our goal.
I understand that, but the problem is her, and I'm going to point at Kyla. She seems to really want him dead for a personal reason, and has the only one out of all of us who acts on impulse. So maybe we should figure out why.
Well, we know why. Didn't she just say? She was alluding to it. Did you not pick that up, Eminem?
No, I wasn't listening.
I don't give a shit.
But I do want to know why now, because we can possibly stop it.
Kyla, would you like to take over for this?
The man is a pedophile, and I hate him.
There you are, Evelyn. Picture perfect now?
Whether he's a pedophile or not is irrelevant to what we're doing.
That's what I'm... Okay.
She says it's because of...
So why...
says it's because of her father.
Well, what happened to your daddy?
Don't say it like that.
And what
Don't
does
say
he
it
do?
like that.
It's totally different. He was a good man, and that's why he's dead. That's why I'm not good. Anyways, Dolgar, I've noticed you've been mopey lately. I found you this. I'm gonna hand him the axe.
Oh, thank you.
Figure
I'm
this
gonna
one has
take the
fewer
axe.
cracks. It's not as big, but
No, but it looks good on my back.
Well,
it'll suffice as it's the same thing as you had. It's just not blunt.
Yeah.
So you now have a active axe
Woohoo!
again.
Throwing the other one in the trash.
there is another problem we have to deal with.
Trusty axe.
Bye. What?
Trusty.
We would go retrieve the corpses, bring them back here. Obviously, don't tell the man in the other room that they're dead.
If we bring the corpses back, they're gonna start smelling
Okay,
in 2 days.
Get away or not?
Just blame it on me.
No, I still see him, and I'm gonna peek into the room. You could probably hear everything we're saying. Hi.
No, he can't. If the door was shut and you couldn't hear him, then it must work the other way around. That's fair.
But we heard what they were saying when we were out here.
The other problem is the
You've already set up the mechanic, okay?
Too late now.
the other problem is the town will have other questions to ask in the 2 days you want to wait.
Like what?
Like what happened to the horses? And
The creatures got them. The creatures got them too.
But if they had always been not got, and I can't believe I just said got, you know that they would wonder why the change. And they might come here asking questions because this guy's the leader, apparently.
Well, again, I think he will go along with the plan as long as he doesn't think his family is dead. Because he wants to get this done, and now he knows what we are capable of.
Town that's completely okay with just sending their daughters out for death. I
Yes.
think I'm going to mind a couple of horses.
Well,
Yes, if they are up in arms about horses more than daughters being killed, then this whole town does deserve to die, Evelyn. I'll be behind you 100% at that point.
Emlyn,
yes.
if you wouldn't mind going out there and just ravaging the bodies of those I left behind, maybe removing the arrows and bringing those back would be great too. Then they'll just assume they were attacked by the creatures, and
So they would want to tell this man, and he will find out. Unless we could
Killed,
disguise as him and pretend to be him.
But they escaped, and nobody knows what happened.
So you want me to take the arrows out too?
Yes.
Well, wait. Are we framing the creatures, or are we hiding them so he thinks they escaped?
Well, we can do a little bit of both, but I think it's a little easier to just frame someone else.
And hope that emboldens him, strengthens his resolve to help and
Perhaps,
free
yes.
the evil for once and for all.
If we maybe bring the bodies close to the edge of town, over by the, well, maybe not too close because it's a little sketchy, but just a little closer and dump them there and give them a little bit of a roughing up.
I could do that. But only if you let me siphon some life out of each of you over the next couple days.
Oh, ever strategic. Well, we have 2 days here and there's plenty of food.
I'm going to look at Tolga as I say this.
I think you should start making constitution checks to see if
you
you
to
get
be as dead as
infected.
possible.
But only so I could regain my strength before we fight this equine monstrosity.
Be gentle, and I'm gonna hold out my arm.
Well, no, not just yet. I will do what you ask before it's daylight.
Okay.
Hey.
It doesn't hurt that bad.
I'll try and keep a watch over you. Make sure nothing gets you in the process.
Would you want me to try to retrieve the arrows themselves?
That would be splendid, yes. There's only so many arrows that I can fit on myself.
So I'm just going to walk to the door and leave out the front.
Okay, so what is your plan?
So I'm going to go to the bodies, extract the arrows from the base of their heads. It's such a weird thing to say. Drag them closer to the edge to the forest, but not going like too close.
Okay.
And then I'm going to just maul them, basically. I know they're dead, but I'm going to tear at them, cover the wounds on the head, rip the arms, whip an arm off and leg off.
How close to the trees? Let me see this. Let's go to the actual map of Morden's Hollow, so you can show me where you want to stick these bodies.
I want to make it something believable.
Okay, so show me where you. Give me a ping where you're going to put the bodies first of all.
I mean, is there any signs of life in any of the surrounding buildings, or is it shuttered and closed?
Well, most of these places are heavily shuttered because they're terrified of what lies out there in the night. So,
okay, so I guess by the wheelbarrow, right? Because that's where we were walked before.
well, you guys were in this house, right?
Yeah.
So you want to put their corpses down here?
Yeah, like they ran straight across to go. I mean, even though it doesn't make actual sense logically, but I don't really care. I want to put them over here.
Okay.
Like they were running to the tavern, got and were dragged and mauled.
Which way you?
Goodness.
So how are you laying the bodies? Like which direction? How they like face down, back up, facing with their heads pointing towards the tavern, with their feet pointing towards the tavern?
Why are people saying, "Oh boy, you're making me nervous"?
No, it's just risky. It's just a little risky.
It's very risky. I
Nothing
know.
wrong with a little risky.
But I'm a creature of the night, so I could easily pass as one of the other creatures in the woods, right? So,
yeah, probably.
Mostly I want them kind of hinting that they were running towards the tavern, but got grabbed from behind and dragged. So I guess they'd be face up or on the side, but kind of hinting towards that their movement was to the tavern.
Okay.
But a force pulled them from behind and like dragged them the other way.
It's going to go pure logic on this.
Right. Well, I mean,
That's
you've
what
got
I'm
to drag the bodies for a start, so there's going to be actual drag marks.
Okay, so that's what I'm doing. And then I'm going to tear them apart and cover
Okay.
the arrow wounds.
All right. As long as I know what your intended result is, then I get a picture of what you're doing. So that's good enough. Okay. Alrighty.
Yeah.
And after that, what do you guys want to do?
Sleep.
Just sit in a chair in the hallway and just wait.
All right. So pretty much you guys are done for the night. You're just going to kind of rest up. You still got this dude tied up.
Yeah.
You've got your game plan. You've come up with your scapegoat for
Our game plan.
for Kyle's murder. And that then seems to be a pretty nice little place to wrap things up for this evening. Hi there, I'm Gorbad. Welcome to the Orc's Nest. I'm the Dungeon Master here on How We Roll, and if you'd like to follow me personally, you can do so on Twitter @Gorbad. Check out thedmblog.com for all things Dungeon Master and Dungeons & Dragons related. And of course, you can follow me on twitch.tv/Gorbad. Also, guys, don't forget to keep up with all things How We Roll. Follow us on Twitter @HowWeRoll. Check out the website www.howweroll.com, and make sure you follow us on YouTube as well. Cheers, guys.
Hi, I'm the Satchmo. I speak for the trees. Thank you for watching How We Roll. If you want to see some more of me, you can follow me on Twitch and Twitter @Satchmo. If not, I guess I'll just see you next episode. I love you. Take care.
What's up, you guys? It's the Snuggler here, and I am back for my second How We Roll campaign. I've been given some guidelines. One is to not name the character that I'm playing. Of course, probably gonna kill my character at some point. And two is to keep this as short as possible. Jane is just so lazy. So with that being said, so happy to be on my second campaign for How We Roll. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do so @MaddieSweetTweet. That's pretty much all I use. So check you there. If not, I'm always here playing for you guys.
Shagget here. I play a character on How We Roll. I'm not going to tell you who I play because if they die, I'm going to have to redo it. I've already done it once, never again. Follow me on Twitter @Aneb_convos, and I'll see you guys on How We Roll.
Hi, Jane here. You may have seen me in such films as Rise of the Fallen or Lyra vs. Legend. Thanks for watching! You can follow me on Twitter @JaneOnTwitch. That's with a 0, not an O. Anyway, I gotta go. The cats. Peace, suckers!